All right. I'm wondering if anybody can see me. Let's do a refresh. Am I live? Is it working? All right. I'm having serious technical difficulties, and this is exactly why I wanted to do this, because I knew I was going to screw it up the first time. Why aren't we working here? All right, this is going here. That's not muted. All right. Let's see if I can invite someone. Copy to clipboard. And then I'm going to go over here to Twitter, into my messages. Dun, 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 dun. New link. Hope this works. Paste. And enter. Here we go. I tried to use Hangout. I don't have an encoder. I didn't know that was a thing I needed, so I've got obviously much more to learn. And let's see if we can get a guest in here that I can hear. I got her in here, but I couldn't hear her. We're going to give it a shot. I hope that I don't have to. I'm muting that. Don't know why I can't hear. There she is.
Okay, are we working better?
Hello, Diana. Well, dude, I still can't hear you.
Still can't. Oh,
the cat hair is going on here.
Oh man. Okay, let me look at settings.
Try this.
Okay, ProCam. Okay, we've got the camera going.
Continue.
Okay, it says.
Let me close this one.
Okay.
Yes, close the tabs.
Okay, what do we have here?
I just don't know why I can't hear anything coming from you. I'm going to try this.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you too.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I do have an echo. Hang on. We're going to kill that out of there. How's that? It's working.
Okay, I can hear an echo. Yay. I was getting worried there because in case your stuff got pulled in an hour and a half, then that would not be good. No. So am I the only one?
At the moment, yes. And thank you for coming, and thank you for your patience. Oh my gosh, I knew this was going to happen. I knew it was. I was going to screw up the first time. That's why I thought I better do this once at least before the streamathon, because I can just see me having this issue in the middle of when I think I'm
and I know I should have I should have done mine as well. I'm not using StreamYard, but I should have done with today. I should have done with my streaming, but cross the fingers. It's gonna work because all it is Google Meet. And I've used Meet with other people so many times. I've used Hangout. I'm just hoping it's going to work. Maybe tomorrow I'll set up a stream or something and make sure it works.
I've gone into other people's Hangouts, but I'd never tried to do one of my own. I've only used the StreamYard up to this point because I had heard Google was going away. I thought, why learn that if it's not going to be here? So that was.
Yeah, I don't know about those people. They if they figure that serving everybody is inconvenient, or if they think they're making more money out of their business people, I don't know what's happening here. They're not making all that much out of me. I'm only paying them $6 a month.
I don't understand any of it because I'm still so dang new at it. But it's got to be about money. It's got to be. That's what everything is about.
Of course. Yeah.
If you're not making a bazillion dollars at what you're doing, don't do it.
Let's see if we can. Okay. That puts me in the center. Centers me in frame. Okay, fine. No problem. Oh, gee. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to tweet this out and see if we can catch anybody. Oh, where are we here?
I don't have a lot of followers.
To the Twitter.
Save me, Diana. Help me. I'm so pitiful. I don't like to be pitiful. I'm an entertainer. Let me entertain you.
Oh, jeez. I love that.
This is what I do. I'm only good at two things: hair and entertaining people.
Okay, now we've streamed. What am I talking about here? Okay, we've twittered that out to the Twitter, and
all right, perfect.
if anybody notices.
I want to see what my Facebook page looks like, if it came up in the right thumbnail or if it started a whole nother one. I have no clue.
Okay, now am I friended with you or whatever on Facebook? I forgot.
Yes, we are friends.
Okay, good.
Or I follow you, I know. I don't know that we're friends, but I follow you. I'm not sure if that's...
Where is my social sites? Here we go. And welcome.
I don't Facebook much.
Yeah, I haven't Facebooked all that much in a very long time.
I used to. That was the only thing I did, and it was making me sick and ill, and I had to get away from it. I got away from everything for a while, and then I found YouTube. That's what I went to. I was just watching videos, and you know the story. I met Beej in a chat, and she sent me over here to you guys, and the rest is history. Now y'all are stuck with me.
Oh my. So it's all Beej's fault then.
It is all Beej's fault. All.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to beat her with a wet noodle or something here.
I love her. I'm so glad she did.
She's a big sweetie.
I now have people to talk to. That's awesome. Adult conversations are wonderful.
Let's see. Adult conversations. I feeded the cat, and now I'm going to get smashed.
Yeah, but you do more than ask me rapid fire questions. That's what I do all day. I answer 5 million questions a day. Granny, why? Everything is why.
Okay, that I don't think is you. That says coming out of Clarksville.
Let's see. Oh, no, I am just me on Facebook. I am Angie Roland. ROLAND. That's probably why you can't find me. And my Twitter link on my videos is only just to my karaoke page.
Okay, maybe.
Let's see. Let me go to find you.
Yeah. Los Angeles, Fort Myers, Reese's Creek Elementary School. No, none of those will do it, right?
No. Hang on. Let me find you here.
So on the Faces, you're looking on the Faces book, right?
I'm on the Facebook, yeah. Because I know I'm following you because I see your posts. I'm liked and following. The Lavender Lady page.
Oh, okay, okay. The other one you want to do is send me a friend link or whatever you want to call that. The Lavender Lady page, that's my public page.
Okay.
I look at that every now and then. I am Diana Athena Clarion.
Clarion.
You got it.
Well, there you are. Ain't you pretty? I love your hair, by the
No.
way. I do love your hair.
I am so happy I have that. Okay, I found a friend link. There you is.
There we are.
Confirming, and it says, "No, you can't. I don't like you." That's what it said.
What? Your link is. I'm like super private right now. Did it? Really?
No, it got me in there. Okay, you're friends on Facebook, and you do that, and let's look at your page. Oh, look, we can to Angie do something to writing to making. Oh, and we will. Let's see.
Okay. And I like the StreamYard because it has the Facebook chat. I mean, the YouTube chat right here in the studio with us. So we don't have to have YouTube open even to see the chat.
Okay, so now you have on your you have on your facing book a little something that I righted. Yay.
Notification. Hi, you too. Perfect.
Frenetically.
Love, 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 love. Yes, and I'm all about some gifts on Facebook. Howdy, ma'am.
Okay, we have oh, what is that? Is that
Clint Eastwood?
oh, that I couldn't come up with it. I was the only name I could think of was McQueen, and that's not Steve McQueen. No.
The good, the bad, and the ugly, I think is where that comes from, but I could be wrong because I really don't like Clint Eastwood.
Oh man, the spaghetti western.
That was just the one on the top of the list. Adelinda, hello, my dear. Welcome, welcome, welcome. See this? I like this. I can see the chat right here. And I don't have to worry about having like 10 windows open. So StreamYard works as long as I don't have my headphones on.
Okay, so wait a minute. Where did Adelinda show up?
I see her in the chat. It says, I'm here. Can you see the chat to your side of your screen?
I'm not seeing.
Are you in the studio page with me, or are you on?
I'm on. Okay, I'm on because I need streaming practice. One waiting, so I must not be on the right one.
Do you see us live on screen right now?
Okay, here I do see us live. So I must not be on the right one. Okay, there we go. And yeah, now there's Adelinda. Okay. For whatever reason, I had the page open, the one that said you're going to do it at 10 o'clock.
That's my ignorance because I made the thumbnail in YouTube Creator Studio thing, like set it up that way. But then I did the broadcast through StreamYard, and I wasn't sure if it would refresh or not. And I was correct. It didn't. So it started. So now I know. But now I know. See, that's why I'm doing this. I know I can set up a thumbnail through StreamYard, and I won't have that problem next time.
Okay, yay. That's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. I hope.
Angie's education.
Okay, so yeah, I'm looking at this and I'm not giving anybody a problem here, please understand. But I'm looking, and yeah, from the look on the YouTube page,
okay,
it's not exactly what I would be looking for for myself. So I'm glad I did I'm glad I did the Google Meet. I hope it doesn't screw me over. We'll find out.
Does that look better?
That actually does.
Yeah, it's got a lot of little options of how you can, or we can do this. Oh, that's the
What are
screen
you
share.
doing?
Okay, it'll let me share a screen.
Oh, look at that. So that's the main, and then there's over me, the guest over there who's on the side. That's a good thing.
Yep. And then it'll let me show the screen in different sizes, either with me beside it and then share the screen, or me and the guest beside it share the screen, or just the screen. I don't have anything to share with it right now, but it'll let me do that. And it's just a matter of clicking on it. It's super easy. I'm really tickled. I'm glad it's working because this is easy and I don't have to do anything. It sends me a unique code in my email every time I log in, and I get
Okay.
that code to start a new stream.
Because I've got a whole bunch of, excuse me for a second. Oh my, clearing out my throat here. I have a whole bunch of overlays and backgrounds and things for my YouTube broadcast. You'll see me change from screen to screen occasionally.
Yeah.
That I don't know if that would work with this or not. I could always ask Nadine, but
Yeah, she's been using this one too. She's the one that told me about it.
and then we have the duck up in the corner.
Yeah, this is the free version, so you got to have their little logo, but there is a pay version. I don't remember how much it is. It's not super expensive. I know it wasn't like, it was like $40 maybe or something. So it was not too bad.
You're talking to poor over here.
Honey, trust me, I'm there. I'm pinching pennies so much I can hear Abe Lincoln crying in the night.
Oh my, oh my, oh my, ow, ow, oh my.
That one didn't go down.
I swallowed that coffee wrong.
I hate when that happens and it hurts all the way through to your back.
Yeah, that whole big thing that's going.
So, yeah, like you swallowed a rock instead of a sip.
Yes, exactly.
I hate that. Oh man.
My word. I wish I knew the mechanics of that. I wish I knew how it worked. You're talking to the research scientist over here who's always wondering how everything works.
It's because there are two flaps. There's a flap here, and there's a flap here. It goes so far. It goes through this flap, and then it goes down to here, and it stops right here until this flap decides it's time to let it down into your stomach. And if you get any air between here and there, and there's already something here, and you haven't, it hasn't let it, it's like compression. That's what I was told.
Oh, boy. Okay.
It is a big old bubble. And if you can barf without barfing, it'll feel better. But it's pretty hard to do because that liquid is at the top, or the food or whatever. It's just a great big bubble.
Oh man, I'll tell you, Dragon Queen, if you used OBS once or twice, you're far and away better than a lot of kids out there. I'll tell you, OBS is such a pain in my arse.
I only just learned about OBS at all today, that it was even a thing. And I don't have it. I don't know if I want it because I keep hearing people say that.
Oh man, it is. I like the result, but what you've got to go through to get that result, sometimes I wonder if it's worth it.
Yeah, they can't make it too simple. I don't know. This is pretty dang easy. This is probably the easiest thing I've done. This is easier than Twitter, even though I had problems at first. That was a headphone thing. These are stupid. I think I paid $8 for those. So if I get it going, I can afford better equipment.
I'll tell you, getting the better equipment sometimes will get you. I got these. Cost me $100. Bluetooth headphones.
Those are nice.
They won't even Bluetooth.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know whose problem it is, because I got paid $100 for this. then another $20 for this guy that I shove into my faceplate on the computer, and it hooks up to here.
Oh, okay.
And then there's a cat that I plug into the computer. It just doesn't want to connect. It says, okay, here I am, I'm connected, and it's not going to work. I'm not going to let you do anything. And it's like, so I always connect this with a cable, which that's the other thing I need to do is I have a cable, but it's rather short. So I need to get a longer version of this cable. Somebody did tell me where to get it. And they told me where to go and what I could do when I got there. The only thing I have to get around is just get around to doing it.
I would really, really like to have a whole nother laptop for doing this, because I use this laptop for my karaoke job. And I've already had to put a new hard drive in it. And that just is the most irritating thing in the world, because you lose all the history for all the singers. Because when you do a show, you type in a song for somebody, it saves it for you. And so next week, when you go back to that place, that person's songs are still in there and you don't have to do 15 searches. It's awesome.
How nice.
But when it gets all erased, that is the most frustrating. And I've got over, 400 songs in my history alone, just stuff that I sing, and it's, it goes poof, it's all gone. I have to start all over again. It's the most frustrating thing. So I don't want anything to happen to this one.
So wait, you're a karaoke disc jockey?
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of a one-woman show sort of thing. Yeah. I do. I'll just play music, or I will let people sing, or I can make it the Diva Angie show and it's only me, and that's kind of unforgettable.
Okay, and then
a little bit of everything.
Do you do the duet between the dead guy and his daughter? Is that the way it works?
Actually, yes, I do. Actually, my father and I do a duet of Unforgettable. Yes, we do.
Okay, then.
He's 79 and is now singing with one operational vocal cord and a silicone implant in the other one. He's been through so much, but
whoa,
get up there and do it with me, by golly. So, and he's the reason I love music anyway. My house was full of music at all times. We had very little TV time, but the stereo, the record player, the radio was always on. Always.
Those two, especially she, used to give me all kinds of crap over the music I would listen to. And the thing is, it wasn't even Led Zeppelin, okay? I mean, I could almost understand, if you turn that crap down or whatever. I was playing Beethoven, Mozart, Tchaikovsky.
Too.
That long-haired stuff. No wonder you're all depressed. And it's like, no, this isn't what's doing it. Look in the mirror and see what's doing it.
I haven't heard it called long hair music in a long time. Yeah. Generations long past, right? Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Well, this was a while ago. Oh, my word. So, okay. At the time, I might have been around 12, 13, something like that.
Yeah.
And that would have been about 50 years ago. So, yeah.
Adelinda, what kind of music do you like to sing when you go to karaoke? She says here that she absolutely loves karaoke. And I know that because I am a complete and total karaoke addict. If
I used to
working, I will go to someone else's show and sing,
Well, I don't mind. Let's see what Angie has to say here. Adelinda asks, if you ladies don't mind, may I join?
Absolutely. Do we have each other on Twitter? Let's see here. Let me go find Adelinda on Twitter. Oh my goodness, come on.
Yeah, I'm going to guess that you're the only person who can send a link.
I am, but I'm not finding her. I tell you what, let me do it this way. Oh, a fan of all weirds. Oh, I am following you. I'm almost certain. Let me see here.
Yeah, you people with the strange Twitter names that bear no resemblance at all to your YouTube names. Two names I have to remember, and
Kimberly Smith. Yes? Yes, there she is. All right.
now
Popping you a message.
desde Petranto Palco Secabelige. And it would be interesting to see how it looks on the screen.
Yeah, to get more in here.
Yeah. See, it stacks us.
All right. I sent you the link. Yes, it's the big duck picture. If you need help, I sent you a message, my dear. Your name here wouldn't fit on Twitter. Well, I had to change mine because I had my first and last name on Twitter. I was just me. I'm always been just me everywhere but here. And I put my name that way here because I thought I was going to do more with my music on this channel when I first started doing it. But that went nowhere. And so that was going to be my stage name. Oh my God. Just saying that sounds so absurd to me now. But anyway, so I made Angie Dell 66 on Twitter too. I went ahead and changed it so it'd be a little easier to find me.
Yeah, I used to do karaoke up one side and down the other. I haven't done karaoke in years. At least 10 years.
Oh my goodness. I could never stop. I don't go as often as I used to, but that's my crack. That's my drug. It's cheaper than crack and it won't kill me.
Well, there you go. There you go. It's the I know that I'm not set up completely now, so I cannot do the demonstration when I say that the voice and then the rack the size of the city bus just don't go together all that well. But my bra size, for all those who are wondering, is a 42C, and then you have this and it doesn't go well.
Oh my gosh, I love that. See, my problem is I'm an alto at best. They used to stick me in with the baritones and stuff in choir because I could get way down there in the basement. And because I've smoked so many years, I completely have lost my falsetto. The whoos at the end of Purple Rain don't come out so good anymore. There's Adelinda.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, yeah.
Yay.
Oh, I see what it did. Okay.
It just automatically. And I think you can have up to 6 people in here at once. I think is the max.
Okay, that is a good thing to have.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, she's got light up kitty ears. What?
Yep.
Shut the door. I love light up stuff. I have some shoes. Those are awesome.
I know. I got these a couple years ago. My sister gave them to me.
Those are so cool. I'm a sucker for anything sparkly or lit up. I even have
Same here.
lights on my golf cart.
But yeah, as far as karaoke, like I'm into a lot of things, but I do some of the typical things, I guess, like Rolling on the River. I like to do You're So Vain.
Yeah.
What About Love by Heart.
Oh, Heart is so hard.
I did, when I was on a cruise ship with my family, I did Cher, If I Could Turn Back Time. Someone actually looked at me and said, "You want to do Cher? That's a bit of a tall order." I'm like, I'm going to do it. I nailed it. And like, my voice got that right kind of raspy after a while. So I actually went up, and I don't know what possessed me to do it, but I did Living on a Prayer, and I just nailed it. I'm like,
oh, girl.
Like, Daddy used to work on the dock. Like, I can't recapture it, but I was right in that moment.
I'm terrible a cappella. I have to have music. I
man.
if I don't have music. So.
I can hear the music in my head and the melody, but like it helps if I have it like, physically, so that way I can go along with it.
Yeah, somebody throw me that first note. Give me a C, a bouncy C,
Yeah. I used to do Madrigal, years and years ago.
Oh yeah, my sister used to do that.
Ooh.
A lot of octet. There would
Yeah.
be 8 of us doing a cappella, and yeah, it's a whole lot of fun because if you don't watch it, you'll find yourself drifting off key, and that's not going to sound too good.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
can hear you when you go that way. Karaoke
True.
is special. Karaoke is very special because it doesn't matter if you can sing or not. It really doesn't.
Exactly. It's like you just have fun with it.
Yeah, do you have the nads enough to get up on stage in front of all these people and bury yourself? I mean, think about how scary it is for some people to just speak in front of a crowd and to stand up there and sing, especially the ones who know they can't sing. Those are the ones that are truly brave to me and are just, they don't care. They're up there having a good time. And then there's the ones who don't know they can't sing. Those are the most entertaining because they're giving it all they got. They're out there putting it all on stage, and it's generally pretty horrible. But you're laughing, you're entertained. It's just a lot of fun. I love karaoke. My
When I
husband
first,
loves me.
yeah,
I used to do a better Sinatra than Sinatra. I used to do a better Neil Diamond than Neil Diamond. And, he's still alive, so if he hears me, he's come over here and slap me down. One of those deals.
I did not.
Yeah. when I first did karaoke, I was with a friend and we were at a place called Good Time Charlie's. And she said, you can sing. I'm like, I don't know. But they gave me the book and I looked through. And like at the time, the only song I could sing without looking at lyrics at all was The Way You Love Me by Faith Hill. So I signed up for it. And when they called me up, I'm thinking to myself, I was getting nervous, but then I was thinking to myself, half these people are drunk and they're not going to care what I sound like. I can't be any worse than the person that was before me. So I got up there, got the music going, and I sang it. I belted it out, and people cheered like really hard for me. When I got off stage, this guy comes up, and you can tell he's shit-faced pretty much. And like he goes, "You were great," and he gave me a big hug, and then he gave me a 20, and I'm like, "Give me another one, I'll do it again." but I have to tell you this: the lady that went on after me, she tried to get up on the stage, but you could tell she was beyond shit-faced because she was wearing a dress, and she tripped and fell as she was getting up on the stage. And her legs were open, and you could tell she was wearing nothing. And then, yep. And so she gets up on the stage. She gets the mic like this, and she's looking at the DJ, and she goes, "I fall to pieces."
Oh, God.
And I'm like, "You fell all right."
Butchered so much. I just cry when they butcher the Patsy, but idol.
The friend I used to sing with was amazing. She could do a better Grace Slick than Grace Slick.
Mm.
Get her started. Get her started on White Rabbit. You could hear her down the block and doing it beautifully. I mean, just as much power as Grace had. The clarity of her voice was brilliant. She actually ran a karaoke DJ thing as well. Karaoke with Tammy. God, this was back when I was in school, so this was 25 years ago.
Yeah.
More than that, actually. It's God, time's flying. I graduated 96, so yeah. But one thing I used to do, and I know, it's basically showing off, that sort of thing. If I'd go to a place the first time around, if they had, are you familiar with the album Hot August Night that Neil Diamond recorded in 1972?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I'm too youngster.
I probably have heard it, but to identify it by name, no.
There's a version of Cherry Cherry that he did on that during that concert, which is not at all the version that came out in 1969. It's got a lot more power behind it. That whole thing, and there is a karaoke version of it out there. And
Mm.
if somebody has it, and it's my first time there, I'll pick that one and kind of get up there with the mic. And, okay, hi folks, how you doing? I hope you can put up with me. I don't do this very often. And then they'll turn the damn thing on, fill the room with this. As I see myself on stage, so I'm doing the whole damn thing, and at least one or two people, get a look like, whoa, what's he up to? And this is the thing. I used to do this back in my boy days, and
Yeah.
shit now.
Well, that's why I karaoke. It's all about showing off.
Mm-hmm.
I won't lie. And where I live, 'cause there's just not very many people here, and that makes me big fish in a little pond because I can actually sing.
Yeah. Ever since I got bronchitis last year, like my voice kind of hasn't been the same.
That'll do it. It
Oh
will do
my!
damage.
Well,
Yeah.
when I'm
But
doing,
I could probably practice and like get it back to where it was, but I'm just like, there's nothing I really want to aspire to as far as being like musical. I can just do karaoke and be happy with it. Sing
Yeah.
to myself, sing with other people. It don't really matter to me.
Yeah, I'm not looking to get famous or anything. When I was 20, I wanted to be a rock star. I'm 50
Mm-hmm.
now, so like, yeah, that's long go past, My mom,
back in those,
she's like, over my dead body, you'll be a rock star.
back in those days, I used to work the audience. That was all kinds of fun. Let's say I'm doing "Come Fly with Me" or something like that, and you're walking up and down the bar with the mic that didn't, the wireless mic, that whole bit.
Mhm.
So you're going up to the ladies, that their boyfriends brought them to the bar, and they're singing to the ladies. And it's like, will you go away? You're turning her head. Now get it out of here. Get out of here.
And as soon as you open your mouth and start singing, and decent shit comes out, you become like 10 times better looking in the eyes of everybody in the room. And that's the best feeling in the world. They can look at me like, hey, look at that old lady, and then as soon as I start, like, oh, she's cute,
I have to admit,
And they'll come up, hey, will you dance with me? No, I will not. Thank you very much for asking, but no, I will not.
Like, I have standards.
I don't think nobody. You don't want me to dance in public. It's not pretty.
I have to admit, I snagged a girlfriend that way years ago.
Ooh.
We only lasted about a year, but that whole work in the audience thing. So I'm 3 sheets to the wind, and she's about 3 sheets to the wind as well. And I figured, oh, what the hell? So when I had the DJ do All of Me, and I'm singing to this girl, and we just sort of got something started from there.
Cute. God dang it, I can't type apparently. Hello, Inquisitive Quandary. It is very nice to see you.
Wow. Yay.
We got people.
Yay, we got somebody in the chat.
Kittiness over here. Who is being the kittiness is being the kitty. Yes, you will. So shut up. Yeah. Do not
Every time I see
away.
Every time I see your cat, I think of Dr. Hook. Sylvia's mother says, Sylvia's happy.
That is such a sad song.
It's a good song, though. I can't think of anything they ever did that I didn't like. I liked their serious stuff, and I liked their goofy stuff. You heard Acapulco Goldie?
I'm not sure I remember that one. Look that up and pay a listen.
Okay, this one I can give you a little shot of it. You'll. It's hard to do it with a straight face. Well, I got to do it with an accent too, just so you know. Oh, she was dancing when I seen her in a Mexican cantina in a neighborhood they call La Zona Roja. She had a child smile, but she told me in a while it would take a lot of gold to get to know her. Acapulco Goldie turned 13 a year ago. You said you'd always hold me, but you ran away with me, Acapulco Gold.
Oh my, oh
That's
my.
nice.
That's verse one. You should totally go look up that. And Roland the Roadie and Gertrude the Groupie. That's a really good song.
My mom used to listen to this one song in Italian. She had the 45, and it was Il cielo in una stanza,
Okay.
and it's all in Italian. But like, if you present something in song form to me, I'll remember it the rest of my life. So it was like, Quando sei qui con me, questa scansano manipolegi, ma alberi, alberi felipe quando tu fermeggi quando
That
questo scansano mi aialo. I think so. Some of them I might have butchered a little.
You have a very pretty voice.
Thank you.
Yeah, the trying to think, would one regard you as coloratura?
Yo no sé.
No comprendo.
I am not familiar with that term.
Okay. Let me see if I can get the official.
Inquisitive Quandary says, I love karaoke. And I'm thinking, who doesn't love karaoke? And then I think again, my husband doesn't love karaoke.
I was just with a friend tonight and we were talking about karaoke. She said that she's terrified of, she said if she goes up and sings in front of somebody and it's not her songs, then she gets nervous. And I'm like, well, what difference does it make? I mean, even if you're singing someone else's song, it's like you're not going to be any worse than the person that was in front of you. She's like, yeah, but I have that weird tick about that kind of thing because she makes music and stuff. So I guess I can kind of understand it in a way.
Well, my husband won't go because he doesn't want to hear people that sing off key. It bothers him. It causes him pain, he says. And I understand that. I can tolerate it because I don't care. I'm just waiting for my turn. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't sing. He is a musician, but he does not sing. And so he's like, do I have to go? And I was like, no, you don't have to go if you don't care if I go, because I'm going anyway. You don't have to go too, but I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we get along there that way. I don't go to the NASCAR races and he doesn't go to karaoke.
Oh,
It's like there are lines.
I used to go to the races, but after about the third year, I was like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
Drunken rednecks with money. That's terrifying.
Yes. Oh God.
my latest ex was a NASCAR freak. So I'm trying to remember now who it was. I think it was Richard Petty. I think her mother dated Richard Petty at one time.
That's cool.
Stock car driver.
That's the guy with the big hat with the feathers on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was Petty.
You used to live above a karaoke bar, Inquisitive Quandary. That had to have been really, really depressing sometimes.
On the cruise ship when I was with my family and I did karaoke every night, I think it was the second or third night, and there was this one lady, her voice was so shrill. Like, I mean, it was high-pitched shrill. I think I could hear my dog all the way back in Tampa where I live howling. I feel almost bad for saying that, but
and you know, when you're the host of the show, you have to tell everybody that was great job. Thanks for coming and singing with me tonight. You know, and you got to clap.
Yeah, but then you're thinking in your head,
that person gets off stage and looks at you and goes, "You're a fucking liar. I know you're lying to me. You were blowing smoke up my ass." You know, I was like, but I'm getting paid to do that, so deal with it. You know.
Pretty much.
Some people
man.
just don't. Yes, that's the one thing that never quite I can get my head around. Why someone who knows they are horrible at it would want to do it escapes me.
I guess it's because they do it for the fun.
I have a
don't
feeling
understand.
a lot of
I guess
times.
that's what I mean. I don't understand how it's fun for someone who can't sing.
Well, I have
Mm.
a feeling that many
I would
times.
be. I personally would be embarrassed, but if it's not embarrassing to you, great, go for it, have fun. I'm not judging anybody. I just
Well,
don't.
maybe it's
I
like
can't.
maybe it's like someone that goes to the pool. Like they only go like they enjoy. Okay, they don't know how to swim. They just like dipping their feet into the water. That's about it. And getting a tan. They only go for that. It's like, why don't you just use the pool? Well, I can't swim.
Nobody has to listen to them splashing their toes in the water.
I have a feeling with a large number of these people, there is a great deal of ethanol involved.
Oh,
in
for
doing that.
absolute, yes.
Yes.
There is a song. You should Google this one on YouTube. It's called "Too Drunk to Karaoke." If you have not watched it, you should watch it. It is one of the funniest, and I think it's like Jimmy Buffett and what's the other guy's name? The one with the cowboy hat that does all the patriotic songs. Shit. Oh hell!
Is
Rude.
he the one that goes?
But,
the one that goes, "I'm proud to be an American," or
no,
different one?
he's the one that did the 9/11 song.
Oh yeah, I think that's the one that. Yeah,
I
proud to be an American. At least I know I'm free.
Different guy,
Don't
but
forget the blah blah blah.
he's one of those types anyway. Which I'm as patriotic as the next guy, but I don't think capitalizing with music off of 9/11 was exactly the proper thing to do.
No.
Mhm.
Yeah, so he's not Toby Keith. That's his name. By God, I had to think about how much I hated him before I got his
I think
name.
I barely recognized that name from somewhere.
Yeah, but they're singing "Too Drunk to Karaoke," and it's very funny. The video is hilarious. The song is hilarious, and I have actually played it at shows before. When it gets later in the evening, it's like, okay, someone in the audience needs to hear this song.
Now, were there a couple other people? Excuse me. Say there were 2 or 3 other people who were halfway decent at close harmony. I wouldn't mind doing some CSNY on the karaoke stage because now that I've quit smoking, I'm getting my voice back.
Really?
I can go well into the second tenor again, which I hadn't been able to do in years. I'm a trained bass baritone, and usually when I would sing with the choirs, when I would sing with the octets, I would sing contrabass, but I can get well into second tenor, almost to first. So yeah, I can. I'm trying to remember who had the lowest of the voices among Crosby, Stills, Nash. I know Neil Young used to have the used to have the high soprano. God, his range could challenge some women, but
a little off key though.
my ex called his style the Wounded Beagle style.
Wow.
Impersonation of Neil Young. That's how bad he sings. Like, you sound just like him, babe. Oh, I shouldn't talk about him. I promised him I wouldn't talk about him on the internet. I shouldn't talk about him. I didn't mention any names.
But yeah, I find myself occasionally singing along to the recorded versions if I happen to be playing them here. And what's worse is sometimes I'm not thinking about it, and I find myself singing along at the gym, and nobody's tried to kill me yet. So.
No one's
Sometimes music is the best way.
Sock in your mouth, so that's a bonus, right?
Right. Now we're talking. Which reminds me, I haven't been to the gym in days. I've got to get back there.
Yeah, I like it when I go to the pool in my community. I go like early in the morning when it's like between 8:30 and 9. There's almost always nobody there, so I bring like my little box speaker. I put it on the edge of the pool and I blast my music out, and like I do a couple laps. I dance around the shallow end, and I just do high jumps. I do handstands and all kinds of stuff, just because pool's the best exercise, especially when you're big.
Yes, that's the
So
most comfortable place in the world is in a pool with all the weight off my knees, off my feet, off my back. I went swimming yesterday.
exactly.
I just want to float.
Yep. So I do that for about an hour, and then I come home. I put the same music on. I have a splash-proof speaker in my shower, so I keep dancing and singing along with that.
Now, see, that's being good. That's connected all over the house. That's good. That's very good.
I have a ton of speakers. Like my latest one is a big old tailgate speaker that I bring when I go to conventions and stuff. And I even bought a karaoke mic to plug into it, so that way I can do music and stuff. And like if I start playing Bohemian Rhapsody, like I get people all around me. Is this the real life? And just I have so much fun with it.
I like doing Bohemian Rhapsody. We've got a DJ up here at one of the local clubs that's his thing. He does that song, and he doesn't really do it very well, but he will make laps around the bar, running, and like you were talking about engaging the crowd a while ago, Diana. And this guy is he's got it in spades, the engaging the crowd thing. Standing on the table, standing on chairs. I saw him climb through a window one night because he ran out the door and came back in the window. And I was like, seriously?
Oh my God.
All the while doing Bohemian Rhapsody. Oh my gosh.
I can actually like the part where it's like, Beelzebub has a devil set aside for me. I can actually hit that high note when I go, for me. Like, if I do it loud enough, like, I don't want to disturb my dad, but like,
if you push hard enough, it will come out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I can do that note. So like, I always impress the people around me when I just bet out for me, and like I can hold that note all the way through, and they're like, wah! So I just do it every time until I have no more voice.
I think there's actually a video on my channel of me doing that song at a club. I remember like it's over in the home video section where I used to just upload videos of my kids and stuff.
The one thing I always wanted to do, and my voice was on its way out even back then, because well, I was a heavy smoker for 49 years. And it does take a toll on the voice and that sort of thing. But now that I'm getting the voice back, now that I'm getting the range back, I'm just wondering if I couldn't go somewhere and really get into Minnie the Moocher. You know, like the bar and, you know, the
That would be awesome.
Oh my goodness. I would.
I can't do that. I almost choked right there.
Well, I have such a eclectic mix. I might sing Patsy Cline, and then I'll do Twisted Sister next, and then I'll do Prince, and then I'll do, Styx or something. I like so many different kinds of music, and I like how music tastes when I sing it.
Yeah.
I don't claim
the hardest part,
or anything like that, but some songs I get off the stage and I'm like, that was good.
The hardest part for me is like if I hear a song a certain way by a certain artist, my mind is thinking I have to sing it that way. So I'll try and match that tone and that quality whether I can or not. But what's harder for me is like trying to sing a song that like a guy sings in my range.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to match theirs and then do mine, and I wobble it so bad that I know I screw up. So I have to do female vocals, and I have to do like what I feel I can do.
Yeah. Yeah, I know my limitations for sure, but I'm also not above playing with the key in the karaoke key.
Like a few keys you can change.
Most of them you can. If it's digital and they're using a program that's worth its salt, you can change the key or you can change the speed. Some of them can do either or both. Like if it's a really fast song, like, what's one of those that goes really stupid fast? Like Under Pressure from, Billy. Billy Joel. The one from Billy Joel. No.
Oh.
Fire. That's the one I'm thinking about. Where it's like
Oh.
words after word.
Yeah.
Actually,
We didn't
slow that
start the
down just
fire.
a touch so that you can get a breath in there somewhere.
Yeah.
But I love
Oh my
changing
god.
the key, like Elvis and stuff like that. I have to really sometimes some of his stuff I have to go way down so that I can do it up an octave, and that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, there are a couple of them
Mark,
where I had
hi
to drop the
Mark.
key. There's Mark. Yay! I remember. I was halfway blasted that night anyway. So the DJ, I always tell the DJ ahead of time, drop this a semitone or drop this a whole step or something like that. So I was doing Holly Holy, which I need dropped by about a whole step.
Yeah.
This guy forgot to do it. And by
Ouch.
the time I noticed, it was okay. I'm into this. I might as well keep going. And I couldn't talk for the rest of the week.
You strained it bad, huh?
Well, I'm a naughty diva. I will stop singing and turn to the DJ and go, that ain't what I said. You need to start over, drop it now. I can't. I'm not. I've tried that one time I think I was doing Madonna or some god awful thing like that. And he didn't drop it, because if it's a girl song, I'm probably gonna have to drop it at least a half a step at least.
like a prayer or something like that.
Yeah. Her stuff like is still a little bit high for me. I used to have a good full 2-octave range. I don't have that, with a little bit of falsetto above that, but it was never really strong. But I have no falsetto anymore, and I'm down to about an octave and a half at this point.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know where I am
The range I
anymore.
used to.
I used
Like-
to do about 3 octaves.
Yeah, a guy that I work with, he is like he has a bachelor's in music and everything. He listened to me and like he said, he says your voice is high pitched, but when you sing, you're more like a mezzo soprano.
Yeah.
So like you can do high voices, but you're capable of doing lower voices too. I'm like, I can only go so low. I can't really get like any lower than this, no matter how much I try.
I don't have a lot of power in the lower registers, but
yeah, because like especially like if it gets louder, I got if my voice has to project more, I have to get higher.
Yeah,
it's like even if I sing quietly, I'm just like my voice just gets higher and higher and higher each octave. Well, worst comes to worst, I could do my chipmunk voice while I sing.
There's what we need. We need you and Chipjaw doing a duet. And have either of you heard Najah Witness on the other voice modulation that he does? He usually does the low voice, but then he does the chipmunk style as well every now and then.
I don't need chipmunk. I can do it naturally.
Right?
Yes, I know.
Anyway.
Now, this is what I don't understand. I don't understand how you do that, because
I've been doing it since I was little. I have no idea.
Not only are you doing the pitch,
like that,
but you are losing the harmonics in the same way that running the tape recorder at a higher speed or running the record at the higher speed does. Because you start to lose some of those higher harmonics when you move the pitch up, and you do that in your voice. It's almost as if it was being done mechanically. It's wonderful.
Thank you very much. I'll go from there to there to there, and then back again. But sometimes it's a little hard to enunciate with that, just a little bit. Like, I have to, like, tone it back just a bit. But I can modify it to be like Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. But you can't take me to Disney World, because I will take, like, a little stuffed Stitch or the Stitch hands and go around the corner and be like, I'm so cute, I'm fluffy. My sister just looked at me. She's like, Kim, I can't stand you.
Oh, Mark Caesar says, in regards to singing, even my shower stall put in a request for me not to.
That's awesome.
See, Mark, we were just talking about I can appreciate people who know their limitations. And I tell the people, because there's always somebody out there, you're walking around. You're gonna sing tonight. Are you gonna sing tonight? And I'm collecting names or whatever for the rotation. And oh no, if I sang, everybody'd leave. And I said, well, good, stick around because we need audience too. If we ain't nobody to sing to, it ain't no fun. Got to have audience too. So not everybody can sing.
Oh, that's what I haven't done.
And now I think of that commercial. Like, I don't know if you saw that Geico commercial where everybody's up in the Arctic for an expedition and they're all trapped through a blizzard in this one thing, and the guy brought his karaoke speaker and he's just singing over, I want it that way. And the guy's like going to the door. He's like, I'm going. They're like, no, man, no, don't do it. And then they bring him back, and then the guy starts singing it over and over again. He's like, I'm doing it. He runs out of the blizzard. I'm like, that's me.
Karaoke gets a bad rap sometimes, but I wouldn't trade it for anything at all. It's not the same as it was 20 years ago, but I come from old school where we had to, you had to have CDs. And I had this big giant notebook full of all my CDs and all my karaoke songs and stuff. And I carried everywhere I went.
Yeah.
Now everything's all digital.
If they didn't have my song, now it's all digital. They don't have my song.
So much easier to transport now.
Oh yeah, I've got 800,000 karaoke songs in my library now. So if I don't have it, I can get it. I can download it. If it's available on karaoke, I can get it on the fly.
How many of them have you actually used?
Huh? Me personally, probably about 8%.
Okay.
Everybody sings the same songs.
Yeah. That's what I was wondering.
The same stuff.
Some of the stuff I wish I could do in karaoke, like, I like rock songs, metal songs. I don't think I could do many of those in my own voice because I don't have that type of range and power that like power metal bands and stuff have. Like, if I do it once, I'd probably blow out my voice for a bit.
Yeah, doing the gravelly, screamy rock 80s rock band thing is real hard on the voice. I usually say
like
that and Janis Joplin I will save for the end of the night.
Yeah.
It would be the voice killer when I get up and do the na 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 na.
Oh my word. I mean, there are going to be people who are going to jump all over me for this, but I do not consider Joplin tolerable.
That's the only song of hers I like. I don't really care for any of her stuff. She never really. She was before my time, technically. But I like that song, and everybody likes that song. And when I sing it, they're just like, "Oh, you're wonderful!" So I do it.
There was an interesting thing that we had to do in freshman English when I was at uni the first time around. The prof had us do a compare and contrast between two versions of the same song. The song was Me and Bobby McGee. The performers were Joplin and Christofferson.
He's the one that wrote it.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Because he was screwing Joplin at the time, and he gave her the song.
That part I didn't know.
Yeah, they were.
The more you know.
And the amazing thing was how even a couple of the other kids in the class actually noticed, and that amazed me, was how much better Christofferson was than Joplin. I mean, he brought out the meaning of the lyrics and everything. It's a sad song. It really is. And Joplin, well, she's high as a kite when she's doing anything. So that's the other one that gets me is the cover of Red Red Wine by UB40.
I love that.
Have you heard the original by Neil Diamond?
Yes.
Neil Diamond?
Neil Diamond wrote it. It's a very, very sad song.
So I'm going to go check that out.
Red Red Wine, Go to My Head, Make Me Forget That I Need Her So. Is that happy?
Nope.
No, it's not supposed to be a happy song. It's a sad, drunk song.
Like, The Sound of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Like, have you heard the Disturbed version of it?
Yes.
I'm not sure I have.
It's really
It's
really
haunting.
good. It's really
Yeah.
good. I'm a
Eh.
Simon and Garfunkel purist, but I will give these guys their props. It's really good, but they've jacked with the lyrics a little bit, and that pisses me off.
A little bit, but I think they had to make it fit. But they make
Words, the
it's a
words were fine.
yeah, it's a sad, haunting song, but like they make it, they give it that punch, especially like towards the end as he keeps the crescendo going up and up and up, and then it probably goes to the neon god they make. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, and his voice is very. When I hear his voice, I think
Oh,
Satan in a cathedral, in a scary like exorcist type. That's just his voice would sounds like the leader of the satanic group you know what I mean? It's so deep and it's so scary and it's so haunting. Your word haunting is perfect.
I
Yeah.
may have heard this. Let me mute my mic for a minute.
Excuse me.
That's a very cool version of that song.
Yeah. And it's like it just starts out slow and low, and then it just, as the instruments keep coming in and making it go up more and more, it's wow to me.
I have certain songs that when people ask to sing them, I tell them I don't have it. One of them is War Pigs.
Oh
I
God.
like that song. It is a badass song. I like the song. I've never heard anybody do it well. And it's like 8 minutes long or 6 minutes long or something. Nobody in that bar wants to hear you sing that song. Nobody.
Is it that
like
one that
you
goes
like it.
down? Yeah. Is it that one that goes down na 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 na? And then
Yeah.
da na 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 na.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Like I was almost confusing that with war.
What?
What is it good for? No, I think that's just called war.
Yeah, that's just War. But yeah, there's that one, and the other one is Freebird. And God, don't nobody shoot me for that, but because that's like a southern staple around here. I will let you do Simple Man, but we are not doing Freebird. We're just not. It ain't happening.
There is a group I saw one time called the Double.
The what? Uh-oh, we lost her. She's frozen. Or am I frozen? Who's frozen? Ay, caramba. What the hell?
Are we here?
Yeah. Are we here? We're back.
Okay.
That was weird.
Yeah. That was my power that flickered.
I know, but I was froze too. Like Diana, are you still there? You just listen to that song. Odd if you can hear me. I think she's listening. Oh, now she's off too. Don't leave me. There she is. Wow. I wonder if it's the StreamYard thing acting weird.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure, like,
okay, we're back.
All right. I'm on my mobile device and my Wi-Fi just went out and I have to wait for it to restart. I'm not sure if it's gonna eat up my data or not doing this.
Dear. Yeah, mine does that too sometimes. It just blinks out for no damn reason.
Yeah, well, here we got storms going on. What's this? Phone's being protected from accidental touches. What?
We've been going a little over an hour, guys, so we could probably go ahead and call it. I really, really, really appreciate you all being in here and helping me learn how to do this.
Yay!
I'm so proud of myself now. Like, really, this was now I just know don't use the headphones at first and it'll be all right, and to use the program to set up the thumbnail, and I think it'll be all kosher for Sunday.
Yeah. I'm glad to see it works with my tablet.
Yeah. Well, I like this StreamYard because it works on my Firefox. I had to go download Chrome to use Hangouts, and I don't want Chrome. I don't want it.
I know. I have it on my laptop, and I don't use it. I just use the what do they call it now? It's not Internet Explorer. It's something else.
Oh, Microsoft Edge.
Yes, that's it. I use that.
They call it.
Do what, Diana?
I think they call it Icky Doodle.
The caca.
I have not used a Microsoft browser God, how long has
Ever.
it been? 20 years.
Yeah, Internet Explorer is to download another browser. That's all it's good for.
Well, no, I haven't used it at all. I mean, I have the laptop that still runs Windows 7. I bought it to take it to Illinois with me when I
Yeah.
went on the solar eclipse trip, just to keep in contact with everybody. So I bought a shitty little laptop. I think it was 7 years old when I bought it. It was a refurbished thing, $100 and everything's fine. But yeah, there's Internet Explorer on that one. But that's really, I haven't used Windblows for anything serious in 20 years.
Oh, and Diana, did you like the song?
That was amazing. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
And I had heard it. I remembered once I started listening to it. Just a long time ago that I heard that. And he's got a range.
He does.
A range on him.
Inquisitive Quandary was talking about setting up a singing stream sometime, and I'm thinking, I don't know how to do that. I tried to the other day, like play my music through my laptop and sing along with it, and like the microphone on my thing, it filters out the music, like it's filtering out the background noise so that my voice comes through, and so it's filtering out the music. I'm not, for the life of me, can't figure out how to make it not do that, and whether it would sound.
Maybe you have to buy a separate mic.
That's probably what I'm going to end up doing.
Well, IQ mentions, setting up a singing stream. There may be some copyright issues, but worth looking into.
That was my other question.
Say again?
That was my other question. Would it be
when you were doing the DJ stuff? Did you end up paying ASCAP and BMI fees? Or
I have not had to yet, because every song I have proof of, I have receipts, and I have the copies of the discs that I ripped them from. I have everything to be legal, but no, I don't. I am not a member yet. I have not been required to do that yet, because I'm technically I'm legal because I have proof of purchase of everything I've got. I bought this music. I paid for it legally.
Purchasing is one thing, but usage is another. What I was wondering is if you had to do any of that because you were using it in a professional setting, you were being paid, that sort of thing.
I don't know. I don't know how much, what the cutoff is to be considered a professional. I do it maybe twice a month. So
yeah. Well, I can definitely say this. Like, I uploaded a video of a dancing Spider-Man at one of my local conventions, and he was blasting music from his own speaker. So I'm just there taking video with my camera, right? So it's like the video itself is like about 27 minutes long. Because once I start recording, I don't stop, because you never know if something funny is going to happen. And sure enough, funny things kept happening one right after the other. So I'm standing there and my hand is going numb, basically. So I uploaded that video. Yeah, I uploaded that video to YouTube because that's the easiest way for me to share the video with other people. Well, it didn't get taken down, but it got, copyright struck, and it was unviewable in like 200 countries. But
wow.
Like in the last couple months, they lifted it, and so it's viewable now. And I think I asked one person to take a look at the things on it, and they said, oh, well, the people that own these particular songs that we're playing, they're collecting money on the video, so you can't. I'm like, I never wanted money anyway. I just wanted it, and I don't know all the songs' names, and I'm not going to try and look them up to give credit where credit's due. I don't know half of them.
Yeah.
Like I knew a couple of the Michael Jackson songs, but there was like one song that got claimed. I'm like, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
I never heard it. But it's viewable now, so at least I can still share it.
Yeah, that's the one thing I have to look into. 6 or 7 years ago, I put a video together because I was looking at there's a film that NASA put out of the Apollo 11 launch, and you had a bunch of camera views from the mobile launcher, and then you had crowd views, and you had this sort of thing. And I was looking at it, and I was thinking, gee, it would be interesting to see if that would go well with if you know the song "Show Me Your Fire Truck" from the film Backdraft.
Yeah.
I do know.
Those who don't know may know the Iron Chef theme. And it turned out that it fit perfectly.
Cool.
In one or two places, I had to remove maybe 1 or 2 frames to get things to work out. And it's amazing how well it worked out. But I had this thing up, and I put it up 6 or 7 years ago, and it was up for years. And then the copyright holder decided to make it unviewable over like 90% of the world. So I don't know if somebody finally noticed it, and because it took a couple of years, but it got about 22,000 views.
Wow.
So I guess it was just luck that I put this thing together. But I'll have to look into it again and see if it's still unviewable, because I rather liked the job I did on it. Okay.
Yeah.
Pat myself on the back, that whole thing.
I used to make and edit videos back when Windows Movie Maker was usable. And like it was my first time ever doing it when I first got onto YouTube. I would take like multiple videos of like one place I went to and just condense them all into one video. And I knew how to do that, and I knew how to make like separations for each part of the video, and it was fun. But now it's like too complicated. So if I have to do a video, like I'll use ArcSoft Media impressions because that's what came with the camera I have now, and it works really well. The only thing is, though, it no longer uploads directly to YouTube, so I got to make the file and then upload it separately.
Oh, yeah, uploading takes forever.
It's still, it's still hidden. It's still blocked. Damn it.
And it's like you're not even looking to make money off of it. That sucks.
Yeah,
like there needs to be an option.
So well.
Yeah, there needs to be an option on YouTube where you could say, want monetization, do not want monetization, and you can click the do not, and then that should be safe for your video.
Some artists and publishers are really, really tight about that, though. They don't even want you to share it because you can go and rip music off of YouTube all day.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't, because I don't, being a music person, I don't think I should steal their music. I don't have a problem buying someone's music, because if I had music, I would want them to buy my music,
Exactly.
But at the same time, okay, so like you're talking about, I made a video, my grandkids playing or whatever, and I had put music along with it, songs that I liked and thought were cool that went with the thing, and they would not let me publish it that way. I had to go in and get some of that free music some of that weird piano music, MIDI music or whatever that they let you have free for fair use. And the mid video wasn't as good anymore, but at least I got up where people could watch it. But I also have, like I said, I've got a video of me singing Bohemian Rhapsody, and that didn't get blocked or flagged at all.
Really?
Karaoke at a bar. It's a crappy video. This video quality is poor. You can't really see me. It's dark. It's a bar, but it's still the song. And I don't know. I guess they're picky. I don't know how it works.
YouTube's algorithm sucks altogether.
Yes. Did y'all see Mr. Atheist video about how they're flagging atheist content and stuff now?
Oh my!
Not yet. I was going to watch it later.
Go check it out, because he's got some pretty good points.
Mark Caesar has a question. Diana, if you were making money on the vid and the copyright holder then claimed monetization for it, would you need to pay them the revenue you had already earned? I do not know, because I have never been monetized. I have never made money on any of my well, I guess wait a minute. I guess you could say, I wonder, I have used a song or two as background for a couple of the things that I've put up, and I am making Patreon money. So I wonder if they would want some of that Patreon money. Yeah. There was a recording of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star that I did on the intro to one of the film that I did about the nightmare. I had just awakened from a nightmare, and I went right on camera and it got some notice. I mean, not worldwide notice or anything, but
Yeah.
it did get noticed. So I have to pat myself on the back for that one. But yeah, that twinkle twinkle little star was. I did get a copyright claim, not a copyright strike, but a copyright claim on that. And yeah, any monies that would come from the ad revenues would go to the copyright holder, which was great because I'm not monetized. I'm not getting any of it anyway. But
I don't expect to ever be monetized.
oh, I don't expect to be monetized anyway. I've heard stories from people about how long it has taken them. Maddie, back when he was Godless Iowan, spent, I think, 6 months or something like that waiting for YouTube to get back to him about monetization. I mean, he had completed all the requirements and everything.
Yeah.
But it took him half a year.
Not worth it.
No.
Yeah. And with Kate and I have talked about this Bionic Dance. Oh my word. Anyway, shut up, Clarion.
No, don't shut up. I was listening.
She makes about $1,000 a month from her videos. About only 10% of that is from YouTube monetization.
Okay.
Yeah, she can actually buy groceries and everything with what she makes.
Yeah.
And she'll tell you right away that the only reason she can do it is that she doesn't have to pay rent. Because rent in San Diego, yeah, you would not be able to get by on $1,000 a month. Let me tell you.
No.
Rent in Pittsburgh, you couldn't get by on $1,000 a month.
Shoot, you couldn't get rent here in the woods of East Texas either.
Yep. Here in Tampa, you'd be lucky if you get like a studio apartment for less than $1,100 a month.
You can rent a real pretty trailer house around here for about $450.
Oh man, it's the place I live in. You can see it behind me. This is my living room. There's a bedroom as well. Well, the landlord calls it a bedroom. I call it the library, and I cannot sleep in it because there are something over 800 books back there, as well as my.
Oh wow!
So I basically live out here, but the market rate on this is $620.
What?
For a one bedroom, 512 square feet. Now, I'm getting it under Section 8, so I'm paying I'm paying about $230. But yeah, they. Now, when you say insane, are you saying too low or too high?
That's too
high. Well, maybe I'm like, my math always sucks, but I'm thinking that's like way low compared to like what you could do around here. You can't even get a one bedroom as big as yours, like less than 1,000 or 1,100 or 1,200.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
In my area, the apartments are outrageous. For that much money, you can rent a house and split it with a roommate or something.
We have exactly 2 apartment buildings in my town, and they have like 6 apartments each in them.
Wow.
Yeah, this is Pittsburgh. Well, it's actually not Pittsburgh. It's a dumpy little township on the outskirts of Pittsburgh. So it's not like anybody wants to live here, which is part of the reason you can get this for $620. But yeah, a friend of mine lives downtown, spends $1,300 for her one bedroom.
What? Oh my god!
Our downtown here, like a lot of the apartments and stuff, they start. Oh, I don't even know. They're actually building a new high rise for like super rich people. Rent starts at $1 million. because
Oh, yeah,
especially since they're renovating.
They just built a place like that over here on the lake. It's a big old like condominium thing, and the rent's like $1 million. And I thought, people
Yeah.
around here don't even have teeth, and you think you're gonna find somebody to pay $1 million to live on this brown lake that you can't even
Now,
swim?
here's the
Yeah.
question I have is what do you get that is worth $1 million?
You get to say you live in $1 million house. I
Mhm.
guess I don't
That's a pretty reason. That's a pretty shitty reason to pay $1 million, as far as I'm concerned. You know,
Yeah. Well,
Why do people have more than one house? I mean, I got the guy who lives next door to me has this is their weekend house. Like most of the houses in my neighborhood are weekender houses. People don't even live in them, and they're big, nice, fancy houses on the water. And I'm thinking, how do you
now
have
what do they do during the week?
how do you have two houses when there are people in the world that don't even have one? You know?
I know.
yeah, I'll give you that. I mean, I have wished that I could have two houses. And as you say, I don't even own one.
Yeah.
If I could live somewhere warm during the winter,
Here.
then
Here.
during the summer live on the island of which I think I've spoken, where my grandparents had their summer cottage. You know,
Oh yeah.
spend the summer there
Hmm.
and live there for 6 or 8 months of the year. If I had the money to do that, I would indeed do that. I would have the boat to get from the mainland to the island on my own without taking the ferry, because this way I could get my supplies and everything, load them onto the boat. This would be one hell of a boat, okay, guys. Load them onto the boat, load my bicycle onto the boat, figure out a way to leave the car on the mainland and have the car on the island. If I absolutely had to have the car, I mean, I'd prefer the bicycle, but yeah, I could do that, and I wouldn't mind doing that. But much more than that, I don't see what I could do
Yeah.
to live in that complex that Joel Osteen has. No, I couldn't see any way to use all of it. I don't know.
That guy wouldn't even open his church doors to the victims of the flood.
He is so smarmy. Ugh. Adelinda, where are you?
Do something.
I live in Florida.
Florida, that's right. You said that and it went right over my head.
It's okay. Yeah, in fact, tonight, I was with a friend of mine. We used to go to the same private school together. Now that private school is closed. This was its last year.
Yeah.
And for a long time, my parents were part of the church in the school. And like I went there for elementary school, K through half of fifth grade. My mom had a disagreement with one of the teachers. I went to a different private school for fifth and sixth grade. We couldn't afford that one, so I went to public school for seventh and eighth grade. My mom didn't want me going to Lato High School because back then it was called Ghetto Central. It was so bad. So I went back to my first private school from K through 5. I went there for my high school years. And come to find out, after talking to my friend, she was like a grade below me at the time. And like we just recently reconnected. Oh my God, so much happened in that church. It was unbelievable. Like she told me that the pastor of this church, he went behind the congregational heads and everything, congregational heads, whatever. And he went and fired the principal of the school that was part of the church. And he just went and fired him, didn't even consult anybody else. They found out and they fired
Dragon
him.
Queen, did your mic go away? Did your mic suddenly stop working?
No, can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you. Okay, because everything went quiet and felt like almost in the middle of your story.
Yeah, it's been a little glitchy. I've noticed that. I don't know if it's glitching.
It might be on my end. Like, is everything clear now?
Yeah,
everything's great.
Okay. So yeah, basically that happened, and then when they found out, they fired the pastor. So now it has a different pastor at that church. I don't go to church anymore, thank everything. But
Think reason.
like, yeah, thank Zeus.
There you go.
Yay!
But yeah, and like she was sharing stories with me about so many things that happened behind the scenes that, like, you know, as a kid you never notice. And even my dad didn't know some of it, but like he knew quite a bit of it when they were talking about it. And he was just like, oh my goodness. And we were reminiscing. He was asking her, so where's this person now? What's that person doing now? And stuff like that. Because after I graduated back in 2003, that was it. I never had anything left to do with the place.
Yeah.
And I'm a little sad that it closed because I had good memories from there. But at the same time, I'm like, good riddance.
Yeah.
But now, like, yeah, because the school itself went bankrupt, but the church is still doing okay. Because I guess the church and the school turned against each other. So
Yep.
from what she said, they're going to try and like sell the land and to like a preschool or something or a daycare school and like try and just be a church somewhere else.
Oh,
I spent like the last 3 months of my senior year in a private Christian school because it was the only way I was going to graduate. But I have no good memories of that. The only good memories I can think of was the times that I got the other kids in trouble. I took them out and got them drunk. Went to McDonald's. I think I took the choir director's daughter to, I think she smoked her first joint with me or something like that, you know. So they hated me. They hated me there. I was sin personified when I showed up at that place. I graduated at home. I had ended up having to finish all my stuff at home, and they sent me my diploma in the mail. My parents
Wow.
paid, you know, for me to do the whole semester or whatever.
That's
I'll never forget that. But I got a good Bible education, and that's when I first started thinking, this shit don't make no sense.
So it's BTU, Bible Thumper University.
Oh, it was awful. It was awful. And my little brother had died right in the middle of that particular period of my life. And those were the most unsympathetic, horrible people I had ever seen. Like they didn't even care. They were so, they couldn't believe I came back to school the next day. I was like, well, I don't want to be sitting at home with my parents while they're all upset. You know, I was trying to keep some sort of normalcy, but there was no comfort from those people at all. They hated me so bad. They didn't even care that I had just lost my baby brother, you know?
Yeah. When my mom passed away, like, some people from the church showed up and a lot of like, you know, family friends and stuff that we had down here. And there's only one person. He's now the pastor of said church that I was talking about, but he was the only one that, you know, would come and comfort me, like if I was in the hallway crying when mom was in the hospital, and he would visit and, you know, make sure we were all right and stuff. And he was a really cool guy, like a super sweet man. And I'll never forget, like when in school, he was our Bible teacher in high school. And like at one point he said, guys, I'm not going to lie to you. He says, sex is great. Just wait till you're married to do it. And
yeah, right. Like that's going to happen.
Yep. Oh, like there were stories about pastors' daughters getting knocked up.
Yeah.
And all kinds of rifts that happen between that. Whoo, boy. So it's like,
I'm going to check into whether or not that pastor was comforting you or comforting you, if you know, because there's too much that goes on.
Nah, he was not like that. I could tell you right now. He was a genuinely sweet man. That kind of thought was far from his mind.
Okay, that's
Mark
good.
Caesar asks in the chat, he says, do you have the backstory as to why the pastor fired the headmaster? Could be juicy.
We don't know for sure. Like, the only thing she didn't even have the details either. The only thing I could think of was like, I guess the pastor and the head principal, like, I guess they butted heads. That's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, the pastor just went behind everybody's back and fired him.
Wow.
And yeah, and the principal recently passed away. I think he had like cancer or something. And like, I gave my condolences to his wife because she was a sweet lady too.
Yeah.
But the pastor was a real D-bag. basically. So that was the last straw anyway. So then the whole church got together and they're like, "You are out."
Yeah. Bye, Felicia.
Yep.
There is, you're talking about graduating in 2003. Make me feel old. Why don't you? Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, she's a baby.
1904.
My dad graduated. Well, my dad is older than you. Does that count?
That can help. That can help. What, by 6 months?
No, my dad is 73, going on 74 in November.
Oh, okay. That's a nice gap.
Yep. But he doesn't even look his age, really. Like, I've had people come up to me, they're like, "Oh, how old's your dad?" I'm like, "He's 73. They go, 73? He looks like he's in his 50s.
That's cool.
Yep. People ask me, like, I'm 35. And, like, one girl said, "No, you're not." I'm like, "Yes, I am." She goes, "You look like you're like 26. I'm like, "Well, as long as I look younger than I am, is this baby face."
Yeah.
Well, there's the thing. Everybody.
I've always looked older than I am. Sucks.
I mean,
I have always looked older.
there's this story about Aaron Rod dropping his jaw because he thought I was 10 years younger than I am. No,
You do look a lot younger than you are, though, Diana. You
Yeah.
You wear it well, my dear.
True.
You wear it very well.
It must be the estrogen. There were a couple of people. There are a couple of us trans women talking one day, and one of them said, "It must be the estrogen from the HRT." And she might have a point there.
That could be.
Possible.
But I'll tell you, it still won't get me a date.
No.
I'm sorry. I wish I could help you with that.
I'm going to a convention this weekend and I'm thinking about trying the nerdy speed dating, but at the same time, I'm just like, do I want to put myself out there again? Because my last attempt at a relationship ended after a year and yeah, he ghosted me. So I don't want to get hurt again.
That is so low. That's just low. I don't know. Coward.
Yeah. And then he messages me like 4 months later after his sister and mother had badgered him. This was a long distance relationship, mind you, because I live in Florida, he lives in Hawaii. And we both met each other. He came over here to visit me first, then I went over there. And yeah, basically he was like, "Oh, I'm going through a bunch of stuff, and I don't think I'm the kind of guy that can make you happy. You deserve someone better, and blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "You're just giving me BS."
No shit. Wow.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think there's probably another reason going on there, but
Yeah, I'm not like sad anymore. It's been like 2 years. I'm just bitter. I unfriended him on Facebook and everything, and I got rid of his number in my phone.
Yeah.
My sister, like a few weeks ago, she said, "Oh, have you seen his photos on Facebook lately?" I said, "No, I got rid of his ass." And she said, "Oh, well, he lost weight and he's looking really good." And I said, "Well, he could always go on the volcano diet." She goes, "What's that?" I said, "He can go to the volcano on his island, jump inside, he'll turn to ash, and then he won't weigh anything."
There you go. Perfect.
So I could be petty and a little bitter too.
Meow.
Wow.
I am very, very married. Almost 20 years now, so I'm extremely comfortable in my position as boss of the house. I've earned it.
My mom was the boss for sure.
Rennie runs the show, you know.
Yeah. My mom was the boss. Like she was the housewife, stayed home, took care of me and my sister, and my dad worked like 1 to 2 jobs to make sure we had everything we needed. And it was like me and my sister had a really good growing up. And when mom passed away, like I was always a mama's girl. And my sister was kind of the more independent one and closer to dad. But since I still live at home with dad, I've never moved out once. Like me and dad are really close. And my sister, she's gotten a lot more settled down ever since she had her first kid. And now she's got 2 more kids. So she's got a 16, a 5, and a 3-year-old. Yeah. She's close with us too. We do a lot of stuff as a family whenever we can. and we like having her youngest ones over for a sleepover sometimes. My dad bought, like, we went to Sam's yesterday. My dad bought like boxes and boxes and boxes of snacks for them. We bought a little 8-foot long inflatable pool. We bought the splash pad that goes in the backyard. You hook up the hose to it and it sprays everywhere and you can color on it. And so we got all these activities and things. And my dad said, hey, take a picture of all this stuff and send it to your sister and say, this is all for your daughters, not you. And me and my sister needle at each other just a little bit, saying about a ranking system. I'm
Right.
like, I'm dad's number one daughter. And my sister, she's older. She goes, no, I'm dad's number one daughter. I said, I'm the baby. I am more special.
They called
And
him
then-
child.
Yep. But then I told my sister the other day, I said, okay, this is dad's official ranking. Maya and Riley, her two youngest, are number one.
Mhm.
And Jalen, the 16-year-old, is number 2. I'm number 3. Sydney's number 4. That's our dog. And you're number 5. And she goes,
Great
that's not
dog.
right.
That's a
Yep.
low blow.
Dog, yeah.
So, yep, she goes, no, that's not right at all. And I'm like, yeah, right. We just-
we don't talk, so
Yeah, that's just how we tease each other. But of course, me and my sister are like the typical siblings. They're like, if we're together long enough, we'll bicker about something.
yeah.
But her two youngest,
not
oh my
communicate with
god. Like her two youngest, they get along really well, but unfortunately they also bicker a lot. And the 3-year-old is vicious.
Ooh, yeah.
She goes up to her sister if she gets mad enough and takes the 5-year-old's face and digs her nails right into her and like
No.
leaves marks. Or like she'll pull her hair because when Maya was a little baby, her older sister used to pick on her. Well, when Maya started defending herself, that was a whole different ballgame. And then
That's
the 16-year-old has to try and help pull them apart.
Yeah, that's where mine are at right now. The 5-year-old is now finally defending herself against the 9-year-old, and it's like war. I've got to get out of this tiny house. Those girls need their own room, or somebody. There's going to be blood.
Yep.
It's going to happen. So,
Yeah.
I am very.
And like the 3-year-old gets really petty too, because like my dad and I, like weeks ago, we bought these 2 different sprinklers for the hose out back. One of them is like a circular thing that the water only comes up about this high. The 3-year-old likes that. The other one is like a spinny one that sprays the water everywhere. The 5-year-old likes that one. So we play with that, with the first one, the circular one, and they're playing, and then they want to switch. Well, not they. I say the 5-year-old wants to switch. So as soon as we put the other one on, the 3-year-old just pulls off her goggles, tosses them aside, and goes, I'm not playing. And then she'll just go over in a corner and just go like this, and she goes, I'm not playing. No, I'm not playing. I'm not playing. And then we put it back, and then she'll go out and play. So it's like, really, honey?
I tell you, I am quite happy that the immediate family, if you want to call them that, are all dead now. My sister died in 2012. He died in 16. She died in 17. And the rest of the extended family don't talk to me. It's I did this thing called coming out. So
Yeah.
it's really nice. You don't have any of that bickering shit going on. I consider myself lucky.
Right? Then you only have to talk to people you like.
Yeah.
The little one bickers, but that's beside the point.
Kitties always bicker because kitties rule the roost.
You heard her there, right?
Yes.
I suppose that one of these days I'm going to have to go to Squalmart and buy a rotisserie cheeky.
What?
Ooh,
A what?
a chicken,
A rotisserie chicken.
a big cooked chicken.
She loves cheeky.
Yard bird.
I joke. So, well, usually for the winter holidays or the harvest holiday. So I'll buy
Sorry, Mark. We're not ignoring you in the chat. I'm sorry. What is he saying here? I don't think Adelinda can see the chat, can you?
I cannot know.
Okay. The question
Let me
was,
see this.
Adelinda,
Oh, no,
were the
that's
good
private.
times worth it? We always remember the bad times and forget the good ones. Well, that's true.
Mm,
That's true.
there's
That stuff tends to
things.
stick out.
Yeah.
There
I
we
can
go.
definitely say that, like, when my mom started to get worse, things like really got worse. But I still remember all the good times,
Yeah.
and I cherish those, even if it, like brings up the bad times too. But it's like the people that are still living and they do that shit to me. I'm just like, fuck them all.
Yeah, you talk about Mark making comments in the side. I noticed. I just brought up the
Hi, Robert.
YouTube page. He says, Diana, my grandfather is older than you. Hang on, no. Yes, he is. Amazed the shit out of me. I was walking to Walmart one day, and one of the other people in the building was out in the yard area, so we were talking that sort of thing. She was talking about her 10-year-old grandchild. That was her oldest grandchild, and she mentioned that she's 44. And it's like, okay, then. So she's 34 when she becomes a grandmother. What do you have going here? Did she have a daughter at 17 who had a son at 17? You know, one of these deals. It's
Or the edge of 17.
say again?
I said, or the edge of 17.
Something like that. And it's like I shit through
You
my
get it.
skull. I'm always thinking that's too fucking early to have a kid. But it's the way of the world here in this neighborhood.
Hmm.
If I had to take a good estimate, I would say that the median age of first parturition would have to be somewhere around 16.
Mm.
And does okay, I know it sounds like shit, but I mean, this is what I'm observing. This is what I've talked, people have told me about this and everything else. It seems to be a rite of passage to have a kid. When
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
when you have the child, you're all grown up.
No.
I know.
No.
But
Children do not. Children, you should grow up when you have children, but very, very few people actually do.
you should.
I kind of grew up with my kids. I had my first kid when I was 20, and I sort of grew up with them because they don't come with instructions.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm raising the grandkids, and I'm sort of glad now that I started early because I would have been much older by the time the grandbabies got here, and I can't even imagine trying to do this at like 70. Forget
My
it.
dad does it. He
Oh.
he's no spring chicken, but he does what he can.
Well, playing with them and loving on them and being granny is one thing, but being full blown mom full time is not something I plan to do at 52.
Mm.
And my body's like, yeah, you can't do that no more. You need to sit the hell down,
Yeah.
But, and I worry about them not having a young and fit some parent to go and run and play ball and things like that I can't really do. So,
Well, those two never did any of that with me anyway. But
yeah. Well, these two little girls' parents are both in prison, so they're not going to see for a long time, and they're stuck with me, mean old granny.
Mm.
And like now I have to make them stand in the corner and stuff. I can't let them have chocolate before supper and all the fun things that grannies do. Now I have to discipline and all that. Yes, and I hate that, but it's worth it. If they get loved on and raised up right, then I'm doing okay.
Absolutely.
I don't know how my one cousin does it. Her ideal was to remain single. She was going to, live out her life, have her career, all that sort of thing. But her niece had 5 kids by 7 different guys, wasn't very good at taking care of them or anything like that. So she ended up with, let me see now, 4 of them. So here's Jean raising 4 kids, just sort of plopped on her. And then when was this? This was about 15 years ago that this whole thing started. Jean's 2 years older than I am. So let's see. Okay, she's about 50 maybe when these kids get dropped on her. And somehow it seems that she sort of found her way through it and was doing a fairly, I can't say, I know too much about the family, so I can't say that she really was doing all that good a job.
Yeah.
But from what I saw, because the unfortunate thing is that my guess about the rest of the cousins is they were probably facing almost as much abuse as Anne Marie and I did, but they don't think it was abuse. Really, really strange. So, yeah, I don't know. Well, they give me all this shit for those 2 disowning me.
Yeah.
It's my fault. One of these. They're your mother and your father. You ought to love them and be. Fuck you. It's like, Uncle Ed and Aunt Lil. I know Mom and Dad. They ain't the same people.
Right. My mom was really tough, but she was abused, so I cut her a little slack. My grandmother was a horrible human being. Oh,
I never knew my grandparents, like on either side of the family.
I had one good one and one bad one, and they balanced each other out very nicely. I hated going to visit Nanny Granny in the summer. Oh, it was god awful. She was the most narcissistic bitch I ever met in my life.
Well, my babka was a better parent to me than her son and daughter-in-law ever were. So,
yeah, my grandma on my dad's side was the bomb. She was go play in the yard, and she was cool. She was super cool lady.
I know my nieces love me to the point where, like, when we go to a place and they see me or they come over to the house, I'm the first one they give a hug to. And then grandma and grandpa or my dad is papa to them. Yeah. They say, hey, don't you want to give a hug to us? No! But then they go later and give them a hug. But, like, I'm the first one they hug. And I'm like, my babies!
I win.
And I just, yep. So I just pick them up and I just smother them with kisses and everything. And as much as I love kids, like, especially my nieces, I would never have any of my own. I can't put myself through that.
Now, getting my tubes tied was the best decision I made in a life full of bad decisions, because it takes something really, 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 really special to be a parent. I didn't have it. I knew it. Unlike a couple people I could name. So it's better that I don't fuck up a kid. That sort of, I mean, could you admit, what kid would want me for a parent? Come on, really?
Mama Diana.
What do I call you? Do I call you Dad, Mom, Dumb, Mad? What? Yeah.
Parental figure.
Yeah, there you go.
No, Robert, let me address the chat here for just a second. Robert, screwed up is not a harsh term for it. I'm pretty sure I probably did do some serious screwing up with my own, and that's why the oldest one is probably in jail. I will take some of the blame for that. Some of it, not all of it, because she's grown and she made some choices as an adult that affected her life, and so she's. I think she's a whole lot like my nanny granny. I think she's got that narcissistic thing going on, and that's why she can't be a good mom. The younger one turned out okay, so I guess I didn't screw up too bad. No returns for broken kids. Yeah, and I wished I had noticed and had access to maybe some mental health care for her when she was younger. But well, I didn't know anything about such things. Like, who knew kids could have depression? Who knew? I didn't know anything about ADD or anything like
Yeah.
oh, your kid's just a brat. Well, no, she's just really shy and she cries all the time. So I probably could have done better for her mental health, and maybe it would have made a difference later on down the road. But even now, I can't say that for sure because she's a mess.
I
She's
suppose,
a hot mess.
I suppose most of you have noticed that I simply do not use those two words, the M word and the F word.
Yes, I noticed that.
And there's a reason for that.
I totally can understand that and get behind it.
Yeah, because I never had a mother. I never had a father.
I'm really sorry.
Late in life, but unfortunately, it was true.
I'm really sorry to hear that. That's just
It's.
I have to say, I think it turned out pretty good.
I had wondered prior to that, was I going when those two died? What was I going to feel? Was I going to feel grief or was I going to feel relief? Well, I found out it was relief, and yeah, it was pretty good. That 5 years between them dumping me and them dying were 5 pretty damn good years.
Yeah.
Simply because they weren't talking to me.
Yeah.
And what was fun, I didn't find out they died for another year and something.
Wow.
He died in September 16. She died in May of 17. I found out they were dead in October of 17 by doing a Google search. I would occasionally search on my name because he shared a name with me. He and I were both Edwards of Arcade. So you turn up some things that way. And at one point, October 17, geez, almost 2 years ago, I turned up a photograph of a gravestone. And I saw the names. Yeah, they were right. And I saw the dates. Yeah, they were right. Okay, I guess they're dead. Called one of my, the one cousin who was still speaking to me at the time and said, "Hey, Kathy, you know anything about this?" And she said, "No, I never knew anything about this." So she didn't know either.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's a great way to find out that so-called family have died. But still, at least the book is closed now. I mean, I'm pissed off because I didn't get to deliver a eulogy. Because I would have delivered a eulogy.
Yeah, buddy.
Out of there.
So you're gone now.
I can't complain too much about my childhood. Mom was rough, but Mom was one of those people who probably never really wanted kids. But back then, you didn't do that. You didn't not have kids. And so she had us, and I know that she loved us in her own way, but she was not affectionate or anything like that. And she was an extreme perfectionist, and was a nurse, so she worked all the time. But I was sad when she died. I was sad for my father because he loved her. I knew pretty right away I wasn't going to miss her a whole lot because she rarely had anything nice to say to me. She liked those left-handed compliments. You'd be so pretty if you'd just lose a little weight. Or you'd be so pretty if you'd let your hair grow. Or, that kind of crap. It was always
like, well, maybe you'd be a better person if you dropped the bitchy attitude.
Yeah, there was always something wrong with me. I rarely did anything right in her eyes. So
now I'm curious. Did you get this sort of thing, Angie, where everything you did was wrong, but if somebody else did what you were doing, they were so great and you should be just like them?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Know that feeling. And there were times when you just wanted to turn and say, that you would be all over me where I'd be doing that. But, it's that you didn't want to get into a fist fight with the male in the house, which that happened more than once. or he would come after me. But no, he was the kind that made it clear that he was very, very much in favor of killing children he felt were unruly while he was looking straight at me.
Oh,
Are you kidding me?
No,
Wow.
I'm not.
Jesus.
my mom said to me once that she would put a gravestone out by my brother's grave and tell everybody I was dead too. That I just needed to go away and not be a part of her life anymore. And
Wow.
my dad told her she needed to pack her shit and get out when she said that. And I was like, no, hold up. No, she's not going anywhere. I'm out of here. I'm 18. I'm gone, But her mother said the same thing to her when her brother died. She said, why couldn't it have been you? Why would it have to be Scooter? Why couldn't it have been you who died? I mean, how horrible is that to say to your own child,
Yeah, that's
Yeah, absolutely. And then when you said, who was it? Which one of you said that mom probably never wanted kids?
Mine, yeah.
With me, I'm thinking that she probably did not want kids because at one point she took my wife and I aside and let us know that it was our duty to produce children.
Yeah.
no.
Emphasizing the word duty. And I'm thinking, okay, now wait a minute. Is that what Anne Marie and I were? And probably yes, probably we were. And they went to the baby store to pick us up. I mean, go to the baby store, look at the rack. I want that one, and go out with a kid. They didn't do it the usual way, shall we say? She had an hysterectomy in 1949, I believe. So there was no way she was going to produce kids. And yeah, I have a feeling that her whole thing was this is what you are supposed to do. And you two were supposed to put up with this shit because I had to put up with this shit.
Like, oh, you gotta know the joys of motherhood and being a parent. No, I don't.
And there's the other interesting thing because they had to do the whole thing through the adoption and the waiting period and all that bullshit. There's the other reason, I guess, that I'm always taken aback by women having kids at very young ages, anywhere from 13, 20. They were 33 when they brought me home. So those two were always 10 years older than everyone else's parents.
Yeah.
And it showed.
Yeah. Yeah, I worry about that when I go to school with the girls now because everybody's mom is 20 something, and I'm not alone. I will say there's quite a bit of people in my current situation right now, grandparents raising kids. It seems to be a thing now. So
yeah.
Mark in the chat, Mark says, when my father died, I conducted my only burial service as an ordained minister in the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. It came in handy after all.
Oh, right.
I didn't know you could be ordained in the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. That's really kind of cool.
And I almost thought for the fun of it, I'd want to be ordained to perform marriages and stuff just because.
Yeah, you can go online and do it in like 10 minutes and you can be ordained.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's easy. You have to only pay like one small fee. You get a little card in the mail and everything. You're officially ordained. So, like, you go up to someone and be like, you two want to get married? I can make it official.
Yeah. Oh, but gay people are ruining the sanctity of marriage.
I'll marry all the gay people.
Right? What sanctity is there when you can go online and get a card and marry people? Screw your sanctity,
When Sandra and I got married, one of the officiants was a mail order minister. He was a friend of ours. And we kind of liked rubbing it in because I came from a terminally Catholic family.
Terminally
Catholic. That's the way Bill Gordon described terminally Catholic. I think it was Merv Griffin or was it somebody else? I forget. But yeah. it was kind of fun. You know, what's this guy doing there, and why is he dressed funny? But oh well.
Robert says, "Can't we arrange a course that you have to pass before your children can get?" I get what he's saying, but yeah,
I like the idea. I really do.
yeah. If you got to have a license to drive, you have to have a license to go fishing in this state, but you don't have to have a license to have children. You have to have a license to have a dog in my town, but not your kids. You know, unbelievable.
Thank you for reminding me. I do need to get a fishing license. Swath Girl bought me. Are you ready for this, or were you watching at the time? One of my birthday presents was a Popeel Pocket Fisherman.
Oh, I saw that video. Yeah,
The little thing you just go. Whee!
I can't believe that's really still a thing.
Yep.
So, I've got to get a license, and I've got to go out and see if I can reel something in.
What's kind of nice is like where I live in this neighborhood as a resident, I can just go to the lake across the street from my house and just pop in a little fishing line, and they have like some rather nice sized fish in there, but I've never gone fishing before a day in my life. My uncle was supposed to teach me and my sister when he used to live in the same community, but he never did. And now both he and more recently my Aunt Dot, his wife, are both passed away.
Hi, Faye.
Hi!
Hi.
Hey, hi, yay!
I'm the
And
only
the more
one
the
without a
merrier.
camera. Aw.
Woohoo!
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
That's how I am.
No, what she said.
I have no
I'm
idea.
good.
I
I'm
had to-
tired.
I had to figure out what to do with my visuals.
Oh, yeah. You don't have a picture there, do you?
No.
Is that something I can fix, or is that something you have to fix?
It's something I have to fix because I don't do the camera thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. I knew that, but
Mm.
yeah, I had some technical difficulties at the beginning of the stream. Diana was wonderful and patient with me.
I don't get this. Everybody calls me patient. I don't get it. I really don't. But
You're more patient than I am, babe.
You didn't run screaming away, going, "I am not even going to bother with this goofy bitch."
when Purple damn near lost a wheel down in Kentucky, I'm like, okay, let's do whatever we need to do. Fine. Thank you. You're so patient. You're so good. Then what? This is just just the way it is. God damn. What am I supposed to do? Run in circles and jump up and down on you? That's what everybody else does.
There was one night where my friend and I decided to go see the Statue of Liberty at night. It was around the 4th of July. And we were on a famous street in New York City, Brooklyn area, where there was riots back in the day.
Okay.
And it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and his car decides to die.
Oh, yay.
Oh, Lord.
Oh man.
So instead of calling AAA, even though I'm a member of AAA, he's insisting he can fix it.
Mm.
And he's got his hood open, and he's half in his car. And I'm looking around at a very dark New York City, going, great, we're going to be stuck here forever. And I didn't see a group of men walk up behind me. And one of them leans in to the back of my neck and goes, boo.
Oh!
Oh my God!
So very basically, this very poor but yet capricious black man ended up with a white woman jumping up into his arms with her arms around his neck, going, "What?"
Oh my God!
And he started to laugh, and I'm like, "Oh, good, you're human." Oh my God.
You're human.
Yes, because
Oh my God!
my button hit. I didn't know what that sound was. Something was really close to the back of my thing, and I'm just like, ah! So he puts me down, and he's like, what's going on? I'm like, we broke down, and he's like, I can see that. I'm like, I have AAA, and he goes, then why aren't you using it? And I said, can you talk my friend into some sense? And he's laughing with me, and my friend's telling me off. He's like, you're bossy. You're bossy. And this guy is going, but she's right. And he goes over.
It could have been
to
just the
help.
battery.
It wasn't though. It wasn't though. So he goes over. He tries to help, and my friend's complaining, and I'm telling him what the actual issue is, and he's not listening to me. And we're arguing back and forth. And this guy had his friends with him, and they're just like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, I think I should go find a phone. And they're like, no.
Hmm.
And I'm like, no. Meanwhile, my friend is watching these young women get into different cars and come back and blah blah blah. And he's like, oh, they're so dressed up for going out with their friends. And I was like,
Yeah, right.
I said, I think they're working, hon. And the guy who I had
Wow.
jumped into his arms, and he's like, she's right, they're working.
If you're in Brooklyn after midnight, they're working. Yeah.
Oh my God, naive much?
It was like Bedford Heights or something like that we were at. So eventually, though, we end up calling AAA and going home. But the guy who I climbed like a tree, he walked me there. He was like, I am not. He's like, you are too jumpy. I'm like, it's dark, I'm tired, and I really want to go home.
Hmm.
Oh, man.
Like reflexes.
Oh. It was like, oh, there's an object. Ah, okay. I literally, that poor man, I climbed him like a freaking tree. It was terrible. I'm surprised he didn't punch me, because it must have been startling to have some woman climb him like a cat, like. Ah! It was terrible. But they were really sweet. But I still felt bad for hopping. Like literally, I could have sat on his shoulder, and I'm like, help! Oh, you're the one who scared me. Okay.
No, it was the way it went with Purple. To have got towed to a place and had the thing done would have been several $100s, which he had but didn't want to spend. And
Yeah.
he knew what he was doing. I mean, I watched him, and he was quite confident in what he was doing, and it worked well and everything. Basically, what had happened, excuse me, two of the wheel studs had sheared.
Oh, geez.
One of them probably between me and Kentucky, the other one between the motel and the protest.
What,
Because-
did his rotor go?
Say again?
Did his rotor go?
No. It was able to maintain course.
Oh, okay.
But no, two out of four wheel studs or lugs or whatever you want to call it actually sheared off.
Oh, the lugs. Okay.
Yeah, and he knew how to replace them. He actually got it done, and everything was good, and everything was fine. So I hope the other two didn't go on him when he was going back home. But what the hell? But yeah, he did for about $30 what would have cost maybe $400 or $500 at a mechanics station, that sort of thing.
Oh,
Okay.
my friend thinks he's MacGyver or something.
Mm.
Yeah, okay.
And I think his car back then was held together with things like pantyhose and glue. To tell you the truth.
Duct tape.
Wow.
I think one of the fan belts was actually a belt. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure.
It's like, time out to the next hole.
Well, here's another example. Went to my friend's house for like funeral type of stuff. Went to turn on my car, couldn't turn the key. So I asked them if they had graphite.
Okay.
My friend decides to help by telling me that I need a new ignition switch. So I had to stay over, and the very next day, I'm still going, I need graphite. Where's the nearest place? No, he takes me to every auto mechanic, blah, 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 in person for an ignition switch. And I'm going, I don't need an ignition switch. I just need graphite. So, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, the last place we go, I finally put my foot down and say, do you have graphite? I go out, I spray my lock. When we got back to the house, I turned the key, the thing started, and I said, don't ever argue with me. It was a $3 repair when an ignition switch for my car would have been like $300.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Let
I
me
hate it
try
when you
the
don't listen to
cheap
me.
version first. You know?
Mhm.
Oh no, I'll help you with it. It'll be okay. You're not stuck. You'll be able to go to work on Monday. I want to go home now.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah. All right. I gotta get to bed. I am getting very, very sleepy. I've
I'm
been up since
sorry.
like 5 o'clock.
Well,
I
thank you so
understand.
much for coming to hang out in my very first ever live stream.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure. It was so much fun.
Enjoyed it very much. It was great to meet you.
You too.
I hope to talk to you again soon.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely. I'll be in either Wonder Lady or Angie's live streams.
Yay! Thank
Yay.
you.
And
Yeah.
of course, I can't forget Diana.
Of
Yay!
course not. No one can.
Yeah, I'm that person you'd really like to forget, but just can't.
No.
That's not true.
You're too sweet to forget.
Oh man, no one has tasted me in a very long time, so I don't know how anyone would know that.
All right. I'm going to sleep, you crazy lady.
Bye, sweetie.
Good night.
Good night.
Night, night, sweetness.
Well, that was cool.
So now that you've had to put up with me complaining about like one of my very best friends,
Oh my! Now I'm gonna be on stream with you, Angie.
Okay.
You, Faye, need anybody on stream?
probably,
I'm very willing.
and I'm willing to go on with Angie too.
Cool.
Yeah, I saw that. Beautiful. Yeah, because I'm very likely going to be watching the entire relay anyway. So if anybody wants me on stream, I'm good with
My
that.
plan too. I'm going to try to stay with it all day. At least be in the chat if they don't want me in the actual stream. So, which is
Well,
fine.
we got a shout out for the stream from the Geek Room today.
Oh, cool.
So it's been advertised through them. They're very sweet and very
Yay.
supportive. So
I watched
that's a
couple
good
of their
thing.
videos the other night. They're funny.
They are. I can barely keep up with them, but they're very funny.
One thing I should check. It is August here.
What?
Well, it is August 1st here, so I'm going to look at the old event screens that I had set up.
I would see if it's still working.
I can get into them. Yeah.
I don't see why you wouldn't.
Okay. So far, I'm able to get in.
Good deal.
Yeah, but your event screens aren't really hangouts, are they?
Yes, they are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they are Hangouts on Air.
Okay.
And what I do is I aim OBS at the window and pick that up and send it out, through YouTube.
Well,
So
worst case scenario, I can always use my Skype.
Okay.
with OBS, but mm, well,
Man.
Streamlabs OBS.
Skype isn't worth a plug nickel on Linux, but that's beside the point.
Well,
I
I'm
I
fully
don't have
sold
one.
on StreamYard because it works good for me. So
I
as
like it.
long as they don't jack it up, I'll be all right. But I did find
Oh,
out I
someone
cannot use my
eventually will.
earbud.
Everyone tells me that I'm the weird one for running Linux, and they're right. But I
Nadine
like
runs
Linux.
Linux.
We thought about it several times, but I just don't want to have to relearn anything. I've been Windows for so long.
I used to be a gamer, so I'm a Windows girl.
Yeah, Mark, I was. And it appears that Google Hangouts is still running, but it's here in the Eastern Time Zone. It's only a half hour past midnight on 1 August. So
Well, they have like several different dates for stopping Hangouts.
yeah,
And I don't know if they're just stopping support or if they're pulling the plug.
yeah, that's what none of us know because Purple had seen something about it going on until October.
Right. And that's a thing, but I don't know if they're replacing it with something. I forget what it's called, but it's not like they're not going to have like something, but I don't think the thing that they're going to replace it with sounds very good.
Right.
And I don't know if YouTube is going to support that. So there's a whole bunch of things that are what ifs, and a lot of people who live stream use Hangouts, so I don't know what's going on.
Well, that's why I went to Google Meet. I mean, it's costing me $6 a month, but I know that it works with YouTube, at least if they don't change YouTube. Because Sai used to use Meet when I first joined the movie night crew, and then he started using it again when Zoom turned out to be a piece of crap. So, I mean, knowing that stuff works makes it that much easier for me.
Right.
Yeah. Well, both of you will find out. Well, it's already tomorrow for Diana, but both of you will find out tomorrow that you have a new patron.
I noticed.
Well,
Thank you very, very much.
I can't support everybody, but I had to do something for my two favorite people. So,
well, Fashu.
Can't thank
I
you
cannot
enough.
check here because I'm on the newer machine, and all that stuff I do through the older machine. And whenever I try to go into Patreon on a newer machine, it says, "You're coming on through a different machine. Let's see, answer all these damn questions and give it to your firstborn male child." It's like,
yeah.
And then when you go back to the other machine, it's the same damn thing all over again. Fuck this! I'm not gonna get there from here. But I thank you many much.
You're very welcome, and I'm not doing it for any recognition or anything, but I like to help people, and if I can help a little, then I will help a little.
I don't recognize you. Who the hell are you anyway?
It's more than a little. Every little bit helps, believe me. So
I just have to be careful. I have to see to it that I don't make too much. Because I don't know how much it would take to throw me off Section 8. It would take maybe 200 to throw me off that. They call it a buy-in. Pennsylvania welfare pays my Medicare premium.
Okay.
And I need everything I get from all these places
until you officially retire.
Okay. Then they quit doing that.
Then things change. Like if you're retired, you don't have what do you call it? You don't have a limit on your income anymore.
Really? Because I
like,
thought it was
when my mother retired, she had the option of basically staying at her job but receiving her retirement package.
Oh, hey.
Okay.
Like,
It's like the
you
opposite
can
here.
yeah, you can work on retirement, but well, it's federal.
Yeah.
So it's a little weird. It's hard to explain. I've been awake for way too long, so
Me
and I
too.
think it shows. Um
Now, the one thing I really worry about is housing. I do not want to go over the limit for the Section 8. Because
are you on HUD?
yeah.
Okay.
Are you anywhere near going over that limit?
No, I'm not in danger of going over the limit right now, but I'm not sure how much it would take. I did ask at the office when I was recertifying for this year, and all the guy would tell me was, "You're in no danger," and it's like that doesn't mean anything to me. I need to know how much it would take
Yeah.
to get me thrown off, and make sure I don't receive that much.
I don't think I hurt you in any way. That's
No, I don't think so.
only off
No,
a little, but a little bit is better than nothing.
I am not even receiving $50 a month. Okay, so and I'm
Yeah.
not complaining when I say that. It's
You're safe.
every
I'm at 11, Diana, so it's fine.
Oh,
last I checked, I think I was receiving 35.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. You're doing pretty good.
It almost pays the half of the internet bill that I charge to my online activities.
okay.
Because I just for the hell of it, I kind of keep a set of accounts, sort of like a CFO would.
Yeah.
And well, for my own personal use, yeah. Boy, do I ever have a chart of accounts. I know where every penny is and where it's been and who it's been with.
You sound like a jealous lover.
Yeah, pretty much. 'Cause I have
Where
to.
have you been and who have you been with?
Yeah,
How often?
yeah. But, with my, well, I'm sure you two know. I'm sure you do know. Excuse me, on Social Security, you really have to watch where your money goes. You have to watch what you're spending. And one of the things I would do, I needed shoes. So I took a few months to save up for the shoes and then buy them. So I kept track of how much I was setting aside for that and all that, because I'm setting aside for four or five different things.
Yeah.
And only when I had enough set aside for the shoes, then did I go and buy them. So now all I need is winter boots, and I'm waiting for them to come to
Go
the
on
store.
sale?
Say again?
Go on sale?
Well, come to the store at all, because this place doesn't have them in yet. I asked when he thought they would come in. He said September sometime, and I said, okay, fine. Hopefully $200 is enough.
Are you getting Uggs?
I don't know. I really don't. Whatever I get is going to be whatever works well for me.
Okay.
I haven't bought a pair of boots in, you don't want to know how long. So I really
I don't know if you'd like Uggs.
Are they the clunky moon boots?
They're clunky, but I don't know if they're moon boots.
They're like the caveman boots with the furry, fluffy. Yeah.
They've got they're sheepskin with wool inside.
I call them lumberjack boots.
That's what I wear, but the brand I wear is Minnetonkas. I've had them for like 10 years.
The Minnetonkas are awesome.
I love my Minnetonkas.
I've got a pair of that come up to my knees with the fringe, look like Indian boots. And
I don't have the fringe ones. I have the ones that look like Uggs. So it's funny, but they do come up to my knees, and they're very useful in the Adirondacks, I tell you.
Oh my word! I just looked up UGG on Google, and I see a few pictures of the boots, and yeah, those were the boots I thought they were. But I'm seeing one over here through a place called My Teresa USA. We have Y/Project X UGG triple cuff boots, women brown US 6 boots. $483.
I'm dead.
Everything else on the list does not break 100. Why do these boots cost nearly half a grand? I would like to know. Are they sewn with platinum wire, or what's going on here?
I don't know, but you looked up a boot of Uggs that I'm not familiar with the triple whatever.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, I don't know how to do it. Let me see. Wait a minute. If we
I
can.
do know that my Minnetonka's for $300.
I don't think I've ever spent more than $50 on a pair of shoes in my life.
I had a toe sewn back on. So if I wear something on my feet where the sole is too thick, I can't feel the ground. And if I can't feel the ground, I fall down.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
funny.
covered in scars from
Oh, geez.
ever since I had my toe sewed back on. It's like standing upright sometimes is a problem on uneven ground.
Oh my! I didn't know it was quite that bad.
It is. It can be. I have to save up for a very long time to get shoes, but I can't wear like just anything on my feet because, as I said, if I can't feel the ground, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I'm
I like
starting to
Skechers.
wonder if you would have been better off without the damn toe, like you were telling them.
I told them leave it off.
What happened to your toe?
I accidentally tore it off going down a flight of stairs.
Ow! Oh, jeez, Louise.
I broke the little bone and everything, and the ambulance person like wrapped them up and stuff, and dropped me off at the emergency room with the word avulsion.
Ooh.
And I'm sitting there in denial, and they're like, "Are you in pain?" I'm like, "Nah."
Do not Google avulsion right now. Just don't do it. You won't like it.
Well, you know that I just have to.
Avulsion.
It's bad.
Yeah, don't Google image it.
Yeah,
How's
don't look
that?
at pictures. It's bad. Isn't that what happened to Jimmy Fallon? He did that to his finger or something like that. And that's when
Okay.
they're like, don't Google it. Then I did.
It's an injury to the bone in a location where a tendon or a ligament attaches to the bone. When an avulsion fracture occurs, a tendon or ligament pulls off a piece of the bone. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Avulsion fractures can occur anywhere in the body, but they are more common in a few specific locations, and I take it toes are among those.
Yep.
Okay, let's see what we got. Well, mostly what I'm seeing are X-ray images here. So,
good, lucky you.
Yeah, it was quite a dramatic thing because when I finally did get X-ray, the X-ray technician and I hit it off like we were just talking, like how's the blah 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 and how's this and blah 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 and you've been working here long and oh you're waiting for your kids to bring you lunch and okay, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna take X-rays. I'm like, okay, I want to go home. And she's like, I know. So she takes the X-ray, it comes out, she's white as a sheet.
Oh crap.
And I'm like, did you get a phone call? Are you all right? They're still bringing you lunch, right? Like that type of thing. And she basically said, I'm fine, but you're not.
Ew.
And I went, what? needless to say, after surgery and blah blah blah, I was home for like maybe 2 weeks, and I had the red line going up my leg
Oh no.
because I had been in the emergency room for 7.5 hours without any antibiotics or anything because I had a bone that was exposed to air,
Oh jeez Louise.
and I'm like, oh, it'll be okay. Go back to the emergency room, and the doctor took one look at my leg and said, we told you to stay off of it. Do you want us to cut off the leg? And I said, I told you to leave off the toe. You need your toe. I don't need my toe. So that was a big argument, but yeah, I still have my leg. And I still have the toe, even though it doesn't work as well as it used to. I can't hop anymore.
I don't hop anyway.
Well, I used to be able to hop, but now I can't hop. It's weird. There's certain things I just can't do.
I stopped hopping when I grew boobs.
I think I started hopping when I grew boobs.
I went from an A cup to a C cup in one summer. I was like, what the hell? Where did this even come from? My mama's A cup, where did this come from?
Oh man, that's where I wish. I mean, no, I'm not going to wish for the K cup. Not like cross dressers I know who claim that they wish they had K cup breasts.
No.
Halfway from here to downtown Pittsburgh, basically.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, you don't. And they're laughing at me. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Fuck you, man. I hope you get them.
And the back problems that come with them.
You got it. You got it.
Back problems, shoulder problems, the whole 9 yards.
Well, I was a B cup forever, and the prom was coming up, and I had this cute little, bodice type thing. Anyway, long story short, it was like my whole high school was in like JCPenney's that day, right? And I'm looking at the bras, and my grandmother's across the room, my mom's helping me, and my grandmother yells over, make sure it's padded.
Gee, thanks, Grandma.
The entire store looks. And my mom's like
climbing under the table, right?
And there's nothing I can do about it. I'm a respectable B cup at this time, and my mom and my grandmother are heavily endowed women. And I'm just like, I at least can see my feet, like leave me alone.
No, I can't see my feet. Not when I'm standing up.
No, I cannot see my feet, but there's another reason for that.
Well, I have that reason too. I can't see my hoo-ha either, so.
Oh my, it's well, the last I checked myself, I was down to 236 from 240. So I'm hoping that I don't screw up and put those 4 pounds back on.
Good for you. Do it.
I'm constantly hungry. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Well, you don't smoke anymore.
Well,
might be able to ask your doctor for help with that,
Well, yeah, not smoking anymore was part of the problem. Okay, it's August 1st. In 4 days, it will have been a year. I quit 5 August of last year. And when I did quit, 30 pounds right there.
Yep. Scares the crap out of me.
Really?
That scares me worse than dying of lung cancer, apparently, because I'm still smoking.
There are times I seriously consider, while I'm sitting here, should I start smoking again? And then it's, like, no, Clarion, you decided you did not want to smoke anymore, and you've been off for a fucking year already. And that's the best I've done so far. I quit a couple of times when I was younger, and maybe a month, maybe 6 weeks. but here it's a year, and it's like, okay, you know. And I'd been losing my voice, and I'd been winded, I'd been short of breath, and all that other bullshit that happens to you when you
Yep.
smoke constantly. And I would smoke essentially constantly. But the only time I didn't smoke was when I was eating. Where the hell was I going with this? I don't know. That's what happened.
I was suggesting that you might be able to get your doctor to help with that, with the weight gain.
Yeah, appetite control.
I'll have to talk to her. I have an appointment with her I can say next month by now. The appointment's in September. See what she has to say about that sort of thing. Because I was talking to her about the desire to lose weight and about the need to lose. I fucking need to lose about 60 to 70 pounds here. It's uncomfortable to bend over and tie my shoes, people. This is not good. This is not fun. Plus, I constantly look like I'm, like I look like I'm 12 months pregnant. Artie gave me a hard time one day. It was just a joke, I know, but I'm sitting here in the chair and he's, excuse me, dear, are you with child? I was like, shut up.
I've been accused of being pregnant a couple times, and now it used to hurt my feelings. Now it just makes me laugh. So I'm like, yeah, you think I'm young enough to be having a baby? But you have to carry it all in the front. All of my weight is,
there it is. Okay. You're going to get a little bit of a view here, I know, but hey, what the hell here?
Here's my 40-year-old fetus.
I mean, here's my profile, and you see where I carry the weight.
Yep.
It's all up here.
We're built very similar, Diana.
I've always been a big kid.
I've always been shaped like your typical large German Hausfrau.
But I've never been this big. When I broke 225, it was, and I'm still going up, and it's like, oh no, now what? Because previously 225 had been my record, and then I'm going through 230, and then 235, and here I am at 240, and it's like, Jesus, is this ever going to quit?
Yeah,
I would talk to your doctor.
definitely.
And when I was talking to, that's where I was trying to go. When I was talking to her this last time, she's, well, what are you eating? And a piece of banquet fried chicken, or a bag of peas, or a bag of salad, and I said something to the effect of, and I'm really not sure what else I eat. I'll tell you what, why don't you tell me what you want me to eat, and I'll tell you if I'm eating any of it. And the whole thing was, everything she named was stuff that was horribly expensive. Olive oil on the salad.
Yep.
And let's see what else we've got here.
Fresh foods, not frozen, not canned.
Yeah. And
meat, all that kind of crap. It's like, yeah, they charge too much for that.
Fish, which I love. She wants me to eat. I love fish, but you go out and buy fish at $6-7 a pound, and it's not budget friendly.
No, it's not.
Which is what the reason I eat so crappy is this is what I can afford.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was over the moon when I found frozen turnips.
Frozen
One,
turnips.
I don't have to peel them.
Oh.
And two, they're frozen, so I can just open the bag, take out what I need, and put it back.
Yeah.
Well, I was amazingly happy when I found out that the local Squall Mart had rutabagas.
Same thing. Rutabaga is a turnip.
Yeah, it's a turnip crossed with a cabbage or something like that.
No, it's a turnip. It's just
It is
another
a turnip.
name
Okay.
for a turnip.
Okay.
I thought it was just another name for it. It's a much funnier name for a turnip.
The Squall Mart had what they called rutabaga and what they called turnip, and the turnips were much smaller than the rutabaga were.
Okay. I could be wrong because I've never bought either one.
Well, it could be that they're just slapping different names on it so they can.
See, the really good thing about turnips is that they're so low in carbs. Like they have no carbs,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like maybe 80 calories a cup,
Mm-hmm.
and
And they're
full of
loaded
good
with vitamin
fiber
C.
and full of good nutrition and
Well, like all brassicas are. Yeah.
mhm.
Because turnips and cauliflower and broccoli and kohlrabi and cabbage
God dang, I would
and
explode.
they're all related. Well, they're not
Well,
related. They're the same damn species.
they have like
All this
potassium and all the other good stuff, vitamin C, magnesium, vitamin B, all the and a little tiny bit of calcium. But turnips, there's a whole that they don't all look the same. You know,
Yeah.
some of them are blonde, some of them have purple tops, some of them are all purple. But they're still
Why
turnips.
do you eat my nose? The kitty eats my nose all the time.
Aww.
I think I maxed out at like 200 in my 30s. And then I lost a whole bunch of weight right before I got divorced from my second husband. And I think me and my current husband were married about 2 years, and I hear it all come back on because I'm cooking dinners again. And yeah, I didn't stay skinny for very long.
Twice around was enough for me. Well, one official and one unofficial. But Sandra and I were actually officially married. We were together 8 years. Melody and I were not officially married. We were together 11 years. And no, I mean, even were I to enter into a relationship again, if anyone could stand me, I don't think I would want to get married again. No, I am not going to marry the cat.
Guys, it has been almost 3 hours, and my hubby would like to go to bed, so I'm going to have to shut her down.
Not a problem, sweetheart. I'm
I
just
sure
glad that I
appreciate y'all
could
coming
join
in and
you.
helping me. I'm so excited. I've got it figured out now, I think, and I won't look like a complete doofus on Sunday.
I'm glad I got to be part of your first live stream. So
Me too.
Yay.
Wouldn't have had it any other
And
way.
and just make sure that you give yourself enough time when you're starting up, that if something does go pear-shaped, you've got some time to fool with it before
Yeah.
airtime.
yeah, and Diana and I will be with you, so it'll be good.
Yeah, it'll be
Got it
fun.
figured out. As long as I don't use these stupid earbuds, it'll work.
Aww.
They're cheap, and I think they're technically supposed to be for using like for your phone calls or whatever.
Oh, I've used those, so.
Better equipment will help me, but it didn't like it. I think because it has a built-in microphone, it was blocking out something. I don't know. I don't know why it didn't work, but I know that was the problem now, so I won't do that again.
Oh. Well, at least we got it done, right?
Yes, ma'am. I sure appreciate y'all's help.
Yay!
Yeah, and anytime you want us on, just send the link.
Yes, ma'am. You got it.
Okay.
Y'all are good folks. I appreciate it. And Mark, thank you for coming in and visiting with us too. I still
Yeah.
love you.
Mark's
Yeah,
a sweetie.
Angie's amazing.
You guys have a great night.
You
Wait.
too. I'm ready for bed. It's like 1:00 in the morning here.
Yep, it is midnight sleepy time for me. So
Good night.
good night, y'all. Peace, everybody. Mwah.
Night night.
Night night. Thank you.